I'm gonna die.
You're good.
You're gonna be fine. Why are 50,000 people watching?
Yes.
Oh, if only.
50,001.
Yeah, it's like 5, right?
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
Just getting the
I
links out to everyone.
Ah. I just went on the stream and immediately got a Jack in the Box ad.
You
Oh,
love Jack
gotta
in the
love
Box ads.
He's negotiating side by side with Snoop Dogg.
Okay.
I mean, you do you, I guess.
Okay.
I'm gray.
We are gray.
We are gray. Dabba dee dabba die.
Ah.
Oh no.
Okay.
Oh no. There we are.
Wait.
Oh, okay, it's just, yeah. I forget that there is lag.
Oh yeah, it does have a slight delay.
Just a little bit, that's okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So.
Let me get the snap post out, and then we're good to actually get into this.
Cool.
Heck yeah, brother. Keeping it clean to keep it family friendly in here. I know a lot of parents are watching this with their small children.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, if you actually look at the analytics for those sisters, you know it's like 60% aged 30 to 49.
What?
Just go with it.
Oh.
Lots of parents in the fandom.
Got it.
I get stopped in the street all the time. They ask me if I can sign their kids what's that hat called where it's like just like the cap with like the little spinner thing on the top?
Oh, the propeller
I sign
hats?
those all the time.
Propeller.
Yeah, propeller hats.
I love
yeah.
those.
Constant. I even stole a few of them, but that's beside the point.
Oh. Thank you, Klaus and Kitten, for coming in. We're gonna actually finally start this.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness gracious. Okay.
Yeah, here they come. Be ready.
I am so maybe ready.
Aren't we all? Okay. So if you guys want to like start off and like introduce yourselves, that would be great.
Yeah, we're on our call, Mom. People are watching. Say hello.
Yep. Okay.
Alright, so. Sorry. And what was it? What were we doing?
Yeah, what were we doing?
I love this. This is great. Yeah, just introduce yourselves, what you guys do, who's who.
Okay. Well, I'll let the eldest go first.
Oh, sure.
I'm just kidding.
My name is Julia. I am the older sibling of those sisters you know. We have a YouTube channel together, as you may or may not have guessed. It is there. It's not made up.
It's real. You can go on it right now. Search Those Sisters You Know into youtube.com and we'll show up eventually.
And I have you guys'
Occasionally.
link on the overlay, so if people want to search you guys, it's up there. It's also in the title.
Exactly.
Excellent.
I love you guys'
Thank
covers
you.
for Higurashi.
Thank
Whenever I was
you,
like working on
you.
stuff, I just have it in like a playlist and just go through all those.
See, like whenever people say that, like I forget that real people actually like listen to things that I have made or my sister has made. Like to me, like it's just really easy to just look at the number and be like, yeah, that's not real. You know, no one actually knows about this channel or these videos. It's just imaginary. But no.
Right.
Apparently it has impact. I don't know what that's all about, but
You need to say your name too.
well, I'm getting there. Okay, I'm Candace of Those Sisters. You know, I'm the younger sister. I pull all the strings. I pull some of the strings. I sing on there, and I do a lot of the mixing, and I write lyrics sometimes. Joel also writes lyrics, and we fight about it occasionally. Little squabbles.
That's true. We both like to write our own lyrics, but we can never 100% agree on the other's take. It's funny.
That's right. That's right. I also do a little bit of voice acting. I'm in Higurashi Abridged by Studio Weeb 7. I also do editing for them. I also do writing for them.
You do a lot.
That's about it. Yeah, I do some things occasionally. I'm also in another project, Milgram English, and so is she. And they're premiering like the first actual cover on the 11th, so that's pretty cool. And yeah.
And I don't know if Julia mentioned it, but she's also Chie and Abridged as well.
Yes.
Yeah. I am a minor character in this Abridged series, but hey, I'm okay with it.
You get a line, you're good.
Yeah, basically her audition for Chie was just like 2 lines from episode 2 and 3. And like when she got the part, they're just like, okay, you don't need to record any lines. We have them right here in your audition. You know, it's fine.
Well, okay.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. The Chie for the first episode had to step out, and so you know, I was like, I have someone who can do 2 sentences worth, and then I can at least, you know, use my voice and record some stuff. Yeah, exactly.
Can't we all?
That's how. Yeah. So that's us in a nutshell for you, figuratively.
No, literally.
Maybe literally, depending on how this stream turns out. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Jake, thank you for the compliment. And also, to answer your question, I'm drinking the Strawberry Monster that came out.
Oh, wait, hold on. Oh, okay. I see. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it good?
Yeah, it actually is.
Well, that's good.
I tried the peach one and it wasn't that good.
Oh man, I really like peach. That sucks that it sucks.
It was like a very like artificial peachy.
Oh yeah, I understand that.
This stream is known for nuts. Yeah, kinda. This is gonna be really awkward because of chat. I gotta balance like the interview questions with that.
Yeah, I just gotta switch between Discord and chat. I'm like half expecting the chat to start spamming the nut emoji from Zelda. Oh yeah, so she watches Ocarina of Time speedrunners, and so that's just her world. That's just how she conceptualizes Twitch.
Right.
Yeah. Oh. In a nutshell.
I accidentally just started the episode.
Oh no.
No.
Oh no.
No, we're good. Minimal scuff, nothing's happening.
Good. Alright.
But you guys actually talking about the Zelda thing ties into the next question, which is what other franchises or series are you guys into?
Yeah, that one. A lot. I love Zelda. I love Zelda. Yeah, we love Zelda ever since we were young little guys. Yes. I don't know how else to say that. Children? Yes.
Little babies.
Yeah. Yes. The first game I ever played was Wind Waker on the GameCube in my sister's old room many years ago. And I didn't know what to do. But that's beside the point. I love Zelda a lot. Honestly, I'm a pretty boring individual, to be honest. You know, I'll let Joel talk about her interests. She has more interest than I do.
No, I do like Zelda. I do like randomizers from like Ocarina of Time. They have like an Ocarina of Time Majora's Mask mixed randomizer now. I don't know if anyone here knows what that is, but basically it's a game. Well, it puts the 2 games into one, and you find the items in random spots for either or both games. It's actually really interesting. If you like Zelda, you should check it out.
I've watched the Majora's Mask ones. Those are always wild.
Super crazy. What other stuff are we into? Obviously the Nintendo things, right? Mario. Everybody likes Mario.
Everyone loves Mario. When are they gonna come out with a new Mario?
Right?
I mean, I love Mario Odyssey and all, but that was a while ago. I mean, we need new stuff, you know? I need more Pauline cleavage. That's just my opinion. Now, if they make a game in addition to that, that'd be pretty cool, but that's really my priority.
I just want them to put Daisy in a game. Like a mainline game sometime soon. Cool. She's always been my favorite princess. I need her to come back.
I need Daisy to come back too. It's just that, you know, with her like living over in the desert and all, like getting a commute is hard. Right. So like I understand.
I imagine it has to be because she keeps getting stuck in the sand.
Yes. I would imagine so.
I like Harvest Moon, Story of Seasons, farming type sims.
Yeah.
And she plays a lot of Rune Factory.
Yeah, I really like Rune Factory. You know, the 5th one, the Rune Factory 5 came out recently, and I like it, but man, Rune Factory 4 kind of stole my heart. It just, I don't know, it did everything perfectly in my opinion. I don't know if there will be another one that will top it.
She played it every day for like 3 years straight.
I did, and I don't know, maybe I shouldn't have, but that's where my life has led to, so there you go.
So, Kitten's asking you guys' thoughts on Animal Crossing.
Oh, we love it.
Animal Crossing.
Joel literally had like a music compilation of Animal Crossing on her TV like before we started the stream.
That is true. I like to listen to Animal Crossing music a lot.
I'm
working on stuff.
I'm looking at a really pixelated JPEG of Celeste right now.
Oh god.
But no, I love Animal Crossing. I played the original Animal Crossing on the GameCube, and so did she, obviously. We had the same shit growing up, so, you know. Anything that I say about my childhood also applies to her, just for reference.
We grew up together. We are sisters.
Yes. Yeah, we're related, by the way. He said no one's figured out, like, the whole, like, those sisters, you know, thing, like, it's true.
It's canon.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else?
What else? Hold on, let me think. Consulting the Mind Encyclopedia. I don't know. I mean, there are things that I like passively, but like things that like I've actively obsessed over is just like Higurashi.
Played Fire Emblem Awakening like every day for a while.
Mhm.
That was the only one I could get into. By the time I played Fates, it just wasn't the same.
Yeah.
I don't know why. It's probably because I spent so much time on Awakening. I just didn't want to do it all again. Anything else?
The AI.
Should we even mention Wizard 101?
Do not mention.
Oh god.
Dude, Wizard 101 does not leave this. Well, it has now.
I'm sorry.
The AI Somnium Files is pretty good. I didn't play the second game, but she did.
Yes, the AI Somnium Files. I loved that series. I also loved Zero Escape and Ace Attorney. Those are all like some of my favorite series of all time.
See, a lot of these things, like, I haven't really played that much of myself, but like she'll talk about them, so like I'll also become I'll become a fan, like not even from like directly engaging with the media, but just from hearing her. So it's like, I love Phoenix Wright. Did I beat a single game? No, but I love the characters and they're silly. Like,
yeah, so you're kind of, I don't know what the word is. It's not encountering, like, engaging in them like through proxy through her.
Yeah, vicariously. Yeah.
Thank you, Lando, and thank you for the resub.
Nice.
Very nice. I think that's about it for interests. I would be hard pressed to think of any others.
Right.
I'm pretty boring.
Right.
This is like super interesting because it is not boring at all. I like kind of the banter between you two, and you guys can just kind of keep rolling with whatever's brought up.
Well, I hope
we've been doing it for 20 plus years. So.
Hell yeah. But as for like my interests, it's obviously Higurashi's been one. I'm into a lot of other like Japanese media, tokusatsu. I've got like all my Power Rangers stuff on the back. I grew up with like the old Godzilla films.
Oh yeah.
Other sports that I'm into. I like hockey. Mentioned it last time.
Oh yeah.
Hockey's probably the best of the sports, in my opinion.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I'm not really into sports so much growing up, but I respect some sports. I respect hockeys. I'll respect several hockeys. I'll respect the boys inside on the ice.
All the hockeys.
Switching a disc around, yeah.
Hell yeah. Thank you for coming in, Triforce. I'm trying to think if there's anything else for me. I wasn't into Mario when I was growing up. Still not, really. I grew up more on Sonic. And that's why.
Okay.
You usually fall into one of two camps.
Yeah. It's either Mario, Sonic, or Death.
It was.
I can respect that, though.
It was Sonic and Pokemon that I was, like, big into.
Those are the two we honestly kind of went without. I mean, we have played Pokemon. I played Pokemon Blue before, and we currently have Scarlet and Violet. Or we have Violet. Our friend has Scarlet. We play together sometimes, but...
Yeah. I haven't played any of, like, the ones that hardcore Pokemon fans say are good.
Right.
Only, like, the mid ones. So maybe that's why I'm not that into it.
Yeah, the ones
I like
that
it
matter.
fine. I'm just not obsessed. Yeah.
Sonic OC reveal when? I did have a Sonic OC. Thank you for bringing up that horrible
Put it on
memory.
screen!
I
We
don't
need to
have the
see it.
PNG. I
Draw 'em.
Get it.
I deleted like
Draw
all
it
of
from
my old
memory.
Sonic OC memories. But
Do it.
but I
I need
remade
to see
the
it
OC
now.
when I was talking to someone. It was literally just Shadow, but like
Uh-huh.
green and black instead of red.
Yeah, that sounds better than Shadow. Shadow could take some notes from that.
Absolutely.
Fashion icon.
Fashion.
Anyways.
I gave him like, because it was the really dumb like generic Sonic OC generator that you could use through Flash.
Oh yeah.
And you just add like, it was like drag and drop all the clothes and accessories you wanted on there.
Mhm. That explains why there are so many Sonic OCs.
Oh, it was so easy to make Sonic OCs.
Yeah, I remember using one of those like creators for like a My Little Pony thing back when that was super big. I used to be obsessed with the cartoon, but that was a long time ago.
Yeah, so I always gave him like, I got like an edgy like leather jacket. I gave him
Right.
the spiky wristbands and choker.
Oh fuck yeah!
Oh my
dude.
goodness.
Dude. Uh,
I just gave him my regular first name too, so I didn't put effort into the. Was it like?
it's like that thing where it's like there's so many Sonic OCs out there that you can just type your name and then just put Sonic OC
Right.
and then there will be one.
Right.
Oh god.
Love that so much.
But it wasn't like the cringe like Cold Steel the Hedgehog that you see the memes of.
Yeah, yeah.
That's like one of my favorite things. Or like, as Jake mentioned in my chat, Sonichu.
Yeah, Sonichu is legendary.
Peak Chris Chan lore. I am a Christorian. I should have mentioned that in my fandom interests.
Get well soon. That's all I gotta say.
Get well soon. Oh god. He's beyond get well soon.
No, you
Oh, me? Oh.
enjoy life. Don't be a Christorian. Have some nice warm tea.
I'm
Read a
too
book.
far gone.
I
I've been
don't
in
know
this
why I'm
for.
saying that. I haven't read a book in years. I'm so chronically online. I'm not one to talk.
Mm-hmm. So, how long have you guys been into Higurashi?
I've been into Higurashi. I mean, I'm sure she can answer this herself eventually. I've been into Higurashi ever since I was too young to be watching Higurashi.
I think she was like 8.
8 or 9.
Oh
8
god.
or 9 years old was when I found it.
Oftentimes,
I'm sure it explains a lot.
Jesus.
she would find stuff and then show me, and I'd be like, "Why are you watching that?"
Because look at how silly they are.
They do
But
be silly.
we were best friends, so we didn't tattle or anything. We just kind of enjoyed it together.
Yes. Because I would have killed her if she said anything to my parents.
Because she had such a scream ability that I didn't want to deal with.
I don't know what that means, but
It just means that you were a bit of a loud menace when you were younger, and I had to deal with you most of the time.
you didn't have to deal with me. You could have drowned me in the pool at any point.
Yeah, but do you know how weak we were?
True. Anyways,
Well, no.
that's how old I was. How old were you, Joel?
Fuck if I know. If you were 8, I must have been like 13, right?
Alright, that's a somewhat more normal age to get into Higurashi. So
How did you find
There you
it,
go.
especially being 8?
So this was this was like 2011, 2012 type YouTube. So people just uploaded anime on there
Oh,
in parts, and they got away with it. So that's
Yeah.
how I got into anime in the first place. Like my first anime was Lucky Star, and they just posted fucking segments of
episodes.
they posted full episodes of Lucky Star on YouTube, and they did the same thing for Higurashi. Now that's how I was able to watch it. I think how I found out it
for
existed.
Free that was one of the earliest ones.
Oh yeah, there were a lot of shitty ones they uploaded too. As far as how I found Higurashi in the first place, I mean, I do remember there being like scene uploads. I think it was the one where it was like Rika stabbing herself in the head that they uploaded. And that one had a lot of views, and that one like showed up for me, and I watched it. And I think there was like another video where it was like Zelda characters as anime, and it was just like a shitty compilation of like JPEGs of just like like, you know what an anime base is? It's like this
Mhm.
picture where it's like in like an anime character, but like they're bald and like there's nothing on them. So the idea is that you like draw in the details yourself.
That was
So
basically the
it's just like
Sonic
a bunch.
OC thing.
Yes. So it's basically that, except like Zelda characters crudely drawn onto them, and a lot of them were screenshots of Higurashi. And
Okay.
so a lot of people noticed that, and I was like, okay, what is this Higurashi thing? I gotta see what all the hubbub is about. You know, me being 8 years old. And there you go.
So like how I found it, because I only found it like last year.
Oh, okay. So
Nice.
you're a newer fan.
Yeah. But I'm
Okay.
already so deeply invested that it feels like it's been a lot longer.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you
Um,
probably know a lot more than I do. I just kind of watched the anime and didn't know there was anything else for the longest time until I joined like the Abridged project. I was like, oh shit, yeah, there. I guess there is a visual novel
yeah,
and also a manga and also this and that.
I didn't know much of that either until I found Michael's channel, and that's how I found all of you guys.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
So that's kind of where I started getting into the VN and the manga and etc. Um, but apparently, because the second opening was like really popular, I found, or I was remembering this after the stream with Drew. Technically, I found out about Higurashi through an anime cringe compilation.
What? That
Because
opening is not cringe.
because
Oh, was it like an
someone,
edit? There were
yeah,
edits people did.
someone like recreated the second opening but live action, and it's in the
That
cringe
sounds
compilation.
if you can find that and send me a link to it,
I
like
will.
eventually, I would love to see
It's
that.
amazing. It's like shot in like 480p because it's like mid 2010s.
I mean, I did see like a My Little Pony edit of Naraku no Hana, and I thought
Hmm.
that was pretty well done. But yeah, that's not the. I think I do. You know, now that you say it was live action, I think I do vaguely remember seeing something like that.
And they have some
And like,
guys. He's in like a blue shirt. And he's like running, and it's like really shittily green screened in.
see, like that's the thing about cringe compilations. I feel like because when I watched that video, and maybe that's just me being wrong, but I thought they were doing it like as a joke. Like I thought they knew that it looked silly, and that they were just like doing it like for fun.
And I think a lot of things with cringe compilations are taken like out of context. Because
Yeah,
I don't
I
know
think
if you
so
guys
too.
know other like anime tubers, but like Sid Snap, uh, she had like clips taken out of context where she was like purposefully acting like a cringe like tsundere,
Yeah,
and they
yeah.
just throw those
Mhm.
in there because haha cringe.
Yeah, they really don't care. I mean, they're making a cringe compilation. They're there to laugh at other people who
Hmm.
are like, you know, inherently like enjoying something. So they already kind of have to be a little bit of a shitty person to make that in the first place. So the fact that they would just like take people out of context does not surprise me at all. They
Right.
will do anything for the views. So
And like as much as I do shit kind of on the Higurashi opening redo or like remake that that
Uh-huh.
guy did, it is pretty well done and accurate. Like they just had like a
yeah,
bunch of the random friends, and they did everything shot for shot, including like all the poses and like when Hanyu runs up.
yeah, and I think that's great.
Hmm. Um, so who are you guys' favorite characters or anything from the series?
Well, not to be biased or anything, but I mean, Rena is probably my favorite character. She's just such a weird fucking guy, you know? She talks like Elmo, but like also she's kind of a little insane.
Like Elmo.
No, but I don't know. It's just
Let her
funny. I don't
cook.
know. I just like. I just like her a lot. I don't know. Just like I just like the way she talks. It's so fucking stupid. I always loved Rena,
She's
and
very
I like
like.
her little outfit.
Oh no, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, I was just saying. Yeah, I just like her outfit. I like her design,
Hmm.
even though she has the haircut of like a "Can I speak to your manager" type of person.
Oh god.
She makes it work, you know. And so like you know when I was asked to voice as her, I actually got really excited because I love her so much. You
Hmm.
know, I wouldn't have wanted to be, or I could have been another character, but like if I had to pick, it definitely would have been her because I just love her mannerisms. I love how like cute she is, but like also how she is still like an actual human being under that, and that she's not just like a caricature of that. Like she very much is portraying like a specific version of herself when she does that. And
Right.
just like, just like her backstory is interesting to me and like her motivations make sense. And so I just like her a lot. I don't know.
For the longest time, she was also my favorite. But I think over time, my favorite has shifted actually to Rika. Because, let's be real, time travel is a really cool concept. As horrifying and fucking awful as it may be in her situation, the fact that she gets to do that and experience so many different versions of the same thing is both horrifying but also really interesting and cool to me.
Hmm.
And just her as a character, I mean, she's the only one who really knows what the fuck's going on, you know?
Right.
So she's like having to hide her maturity over the years under her like childhood facade because she's supposed to be expected to be this carefree child, but in reality she's this adult that she's like an old lady by now, and she's just trying to get by, like totally. Like I don't know, I really like that about her, and I mean, I know it's already way too late, but if I ever were to voice anyone, if I had my first pick, it'd probably be Rika for sure.
Hmm. Yeah, I think a lot of that comes from like, because it's good that you mentioned like the deeper aspects of the characters other than like, haha, funny, Rena go
What
take
you mean?
home. But a lot of that comes from like Ryukishi's writing, and he's able to take like those cuter things that they do and like blend them in a way with real life issues and internal problems that people face.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's just there's very relatable characters, and in a later interview I'll do in the month I'll be going into that more with Michael about Keiichi and autism.
Yes. Can I just say right now, I think everyone in the club has autism. I think they're all on the spectrum. I'm calling it now. I mean, like you can't look at Rena and tell me she's not.
She's
You
definitely
can't
on it.
look at Rena and tell me she's neurotypical. I'm sorry. She's not. Anyway, sorry, go on.
You're good. But yeah, I think they're all somewhat on there. Less so like Mion and Shion, but they do have their own struggles as well and
Mhm.
mental
Yeah.
illness. Um, what are your favorite like moments in the series?
Well, you already know one of them, which is why we're watching a specific episode right
So
now. I'm just
we're,
kidding.
we're
That's
gonna
not actually
save
my favorite moment.
we're gonna save that explanation for later when we get to that.
Okay. I hate to be a basic bitch, but honestly, like, hold on, I'm trying to like figure out how to explain this right now. Cause okay, so because I'm working on the abridged, so there are arcs that I like remember better because I actually saw them and worked on them and like watched them again so I could write them or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But then like arcs that we haven't gotten to yet, I don't know as well because the last time I saw them was when I was 8 or 9 years old. So um that arc we were talking about before the stream started, like Sumi Horoboshi,
Right.
I remember liking a lot of things from there, especially like the last episode, like with like Rena and Keiichi having that like final battle. I remember liking that a lot. And just like in general, just like Rena spiraling out of control was really interesting to see. I think other than that, um I hate to be a basic bitch, but I do kind of like the gore scenes. Or at least I did when I was watching them, which is funny because like as a kid, I was like really, really not into blood at all, and I'm still not. I hate seeing blood like in any live action context. But for some reason with cartoons, it's entirely fine by me. And so just yeah. So just like Rika like stabbing herself in the head to free herself from listening to Shion's bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
I've been there too. So yeah, I've been there. I've stabbed myself in the head to get away from my bitch of a wife. So I get it. I totally understand. And yeah, it just seems like that. They're not they're not super deep or anything, or at least
Mm-hmm.
not on first glance, but it's interesting to watch
So I'd assume
in that whole thing.
Sumi Horoboshi is your favorite arc of the series then.
I would say, again, I haven't seen it in a long
Yeah.
time, but like just asking me like just from what I remember of all the arcs, probably, I think.
I haven't seen it in decades,
Oh.
so I don't know if I can list out my favorites. Um, I just like all the characters. I remember the general gist of the story. I remember liking it a lot. The gore did kind of freak me out, not gonna lie. I didn't want to watch it.
What are you talking about? That was the best part. No,
I know, but no. I liked the opposite. I liked when they were all getting along and things were going well, only to have it ruined later, and I just felt so bad.
well, actually, the ending scene in Kai was pretty good. Like,
Yeah, that too.
where like Hanyu was there and she was like being like kind of evil or whatever in front of Takano. That's what I remember watching it at 9 years old, and I was like, "Oh man, Takano's about to kill him. Oh man, it's Hanyu." And then yeah, that's
What
what.
I like the most is when Chibi and I made a few spoof videos based on the series.
Oh yeah, for reference, I refer to Julia as Joel, and then she refers to me as Chibi. I just want to let everyone know that in
Said it
case they
without
got
thinking. I'm
confused.
so sorry.
No, you can say it from now on. I just want to, explain why. Anyways, what were you gonna say?
That's the videos we made.
Oh yeah, we did make a few like little parody videos, which I'm not gonna link because I'm embarrassed and I do not wish for other people to see them. But just know that they existed at some point, and that's really what matters. What else? Yeah, those were all the scenes I liked.
I remember enjoying the series enough to want to be in this abridged series.
Well, also, when Go and So 2 came out, we were both
Yeah.
pretty excited. We were like,
Right.
"Oh shit!" Well, we also thought it was gonna be a reboot, so I was like, "Oh man, they're gonna go for all the original scenes. It's gonna be cool."
Yeah.
And then they did their thing, and well, we'll get to that.
Yeah, we will. But like, it's interesting you mentioned like the gore specifically, and with you having been so
Sorry.
young when you found the series, it's like relatable to me because I grew up with like a lot of horror when I was younger.
Yeah, yeah. That was like really my first exposure to horror, really, or at least like one where I would actually watch. And I mean, my parents didn't know, obviously, and I didn't really care to tell them for obvious reasons. But that was pretty much like my first time watching something of like that kind of genre all the way through.
Like I was watching,
And then
like,
after that was like,
go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I also watched like Elfen Lied after that
Mm-hmm.
for most of the same reason.
That's another one that, like, early in my anime days, I should have mentioned this because I grew up. You had kind of the YouTube experience that some people have in finding series. I lived through like the Toonami on Adult Swim, as well as the more younger oriented series through like WB Kids and 4Kids.
Yeah, yeah.
So like my
Yeah.
first
I
anime
never
was
knew.
Tokyo Mew Mew.
Your first. Oh, okay. Yeah, I think that was a lot of people's first. I never saw that one. I just remember people were saying like, "Oh my God, it's so cringe. Oh my God, the English dub of this one is so cringe." And it's like, well, yeah, it's in English. I mean, it's kind of a lot of them.
Yeah.
But we watch them anyway. Anyways, yeah, a lot of people were exposed to anime through Toonami and stuff like that. I guess I didn't really have that much control over the TV growing up, so I never like really saw that until later on, like maybe like in middle school. So I did catch stuff on Toonami, but that wasn't my introduction.
Because I'd see through, I think Toonami or like it might have been some random movie. They had like ads for like Elfen Lied.
Oh, that's interesting.
It might have been Sucker Punch. Was the movie that had it?
Oh, really?
I can't remember.
I've heard of that. I never watched it.
It's like very anime if it was like live action.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
That's cool.
Yeah. Has there ever been a time you've been like kind of not bored but like burnt out from Higurashi?
After watching Go and So Too, yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
It was pretty embarrassing because that was already part of the abridged series.
By the time Sotsu came around, we're just like, okay,
Yeah.
how are they gonna fix this? And then it's like a bunch of episodes of the same shit going as slow as possible. And then the ending was super cliche and stupid. Like, I did not like it. Or I just don't like the way they went about it.
Yeah.
I guess.
Was the next question about Go and Sotsu?
Yeah, it was gonna be you guys' Go Sotsu thoughts.
Sorry.
Okay,
You're
it's not good. Actually, okay, I did enjoy the Satoko reveal when it happened. Like, I think for shock value, it was pretty good.
Yeah.
But then, like, everything after that is like, I don't know, it really felt like a character assassination of Satoko, because I like Satoko, you know? She's a little fucking gremlin. I'm a little fucking gremlin. I relate to her a lot, you know? And so to just see her, like, become evil and like the whole like backstory between her and Rika and like why she did what she did, I didn't buy it, you know, personally.
No.
It wasn't enough for me.
No.
And so if it was just that, then maybe I would have been like kind of okay with it. But then Sotsu was just a fucking train wreck. I mean, I and King and other people on the Studio Weeb team, we would do watch parties of Sotsu, and every week we would be so pissed off after watching it, just because it's like she said, just the same fucking thing over and over again. It's just like you don't need 3 episodes for each arc explaining like it's the same thing, and so yeah, I was really mad after watching that.
Because there's like, it's not like you're gonna do anything we don't know already.
Yeah, like the last time I was that pissed off watching something like that in an anime was like Haruhi Suzumiya season 2.
That was awful.
Yeah, right.
Time lived for like most of the season.
Yeah, it was like to me it was like maybe slightly better than that, but not by much.
Was that
I'm
like
not
the
a
repeating arc that everyone talks about?
yes,
Yeah.
the Endless Eight.
Yeah.
It was I mean I watched that, you know, on YouTube because they did that time, and I was like kind of pissed off watching that. I can't even begin to imagine how people who were like watching it come out like week by week felt watching that. Like I would have been so fucking mad if I was them.
Yeah.
It's like anticipating like, oh, this episode something different's gonna happen. It just doesn't. It's just the same fucking
I
thing.
don't know how they get away with that.
I don't know. I don't know what they did. Anyways, that's my go-to take.
Mine is kind of the same. I don't mind Go. I think it could have marketed itself a bit more as a remake and then reveal later on. But I also don't have that long-term like relationship with the series to like have been as excited for a pure remake.
Yeah.
But it just feels like missed opportunities, especially because while that montage scene is like really good, where Rika's going through the different time loops in that one episode with Akasaka and Akane and the others.
Yeah.
I think that up until that point, it's great. And then the Satoko stuff kind of drags it down a lot. It's just missed opportunities with Go. They could have included more characters in that looping montage. Like I think Chie should have been left in.
Yeah, I think so too. I think they really did Chie dirty.
Because he removed that because she was supposed to have a scene like that.
Yeah, he said something like because she's like a guest character.
Yeah,
which is, like,
she's from some
make
other
any sense,
VN he did.
I guess I don't know. I don't buy it. I
Yeah.
think they should have made Chie go a little crazy.
Yeah, give
personally.
Chie her scene, or like give Irie,
give
have
her-
him go level 5.
Yeah, or that.
Right? He was part of it too, from what I remember.
Yeah.
Irie does nothing in Gosotsu.
Yeah, he's just fucking there, dude.
He just
He's
shows
there
up for
being a
like
pedophile.
yeah, he's lurking in the shadows, paying for their expensive schooling.
Yeah, right. Like,
It's like some
dude,
sugar daddy shit going on.
See what else he's fucking buying, dude. Check his bank account. I don't trust him. Oh god. Yeah,
Was he
like
on Epstein's
I think the
list?
way yeah. The way they presented like Go was good. The deviations between like what they were doing and then like the original, it was interesting and it did make me want to like know more. And even the Satoko reveal, it's like, oh shit, it was her. And it's funny because like in the opening for Go, there's like this like shot of, you know, what we now know to be Satoko, but it's kind of like ambiguous if it's Satoko or not. But like I knew immediately it was Satoko, but I didn't think anything of it. I was just like, well, she's there, you know.
Yeah.
This probably doesn't mean anything. But no, it was her. And but yeah, I don't know. I didn't really care for like her motivation. I didn't find it very compelling. Just because like And I think it's just because the original did such a good job at like portraying Satoko and Rika's relationship and how close they are that it's like I don't think that she would do that, you know?
Mhm.
I don't think Satoko is that kind of person. I don't know, that's just me. But yeah, just the way they resolved it at the end was just so half-assed and fucking stupid. And just
It was so goddamn anime cliche.
well, like I could do with the little ending fight, but just like the resolution that they came up with, which is just like, yeah, I guess I'm sorry. Yeah, I guess I'm sorry too. All
I guess
right.
we should just agree that we just agree to disagree. We're different people with different opinions, and the whole audience is like, no fucking shit.
And she just murdered you and your friends in like 50,000 fucking timelines.
Yeah,
And
it's
you're just gonna be
just
like,
it's like they
like,
just
well, yeah,
repeated getting murdered, and they're like, oh, okay, yeah, that's cool.
like it takes a special kind of person to do that, you know? I
Mhm.
could buy it with Takano because, you know, well, first of all, she wasn't really that close to them, so she didn't have much to lose by, you know, murdering them. And she wasn't aware of the loops from what I know. She was just a regular person
She
carrying
was
out a
just
plan.
she was just crazy.
Yeah. I bought her motivations a lot more. I think she was a better I think
Villain.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think so.
God,
Agreed.
Takano does nothing in Gosotsu.
Yeah, she just kills herself. Right?
God, she
She just
did.
gets the order from yeah, she did.
Fucking
That's all we get
Okanogi's
of
just
her.
like, go kill yourself, and she's like, okay.
Yeah.
Pretty
Okay.
much the only characters are Rika and Satoko, and most of the others have
Yeah.
nothing to do.
That's another thing. Like they really underutilize her characters, like
Everyone
especially
does
in
nothing
Sotsu. It's
except
just
for like the repeat scenes from Go, because it's just
there's so many fucking repeats.
like all of Sotsu up until like I think like the last like 3 episodes is just everything from Go.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
But
it is,
censored.
and it was so fucking infuriating to watch. And
Like,
just like
just make a DLC for this anime.
right. Don't make us wait like every week just to see this shit.
One new season in for what?
Like I don't mind the
It,
Tepe repeats because at least that's something new.
Yeah. I do kind of like okay. My feelings about Tepe and Gotsu are kind of complex because it's like,
Same.
you know, it's about abuse and it's like, you know, should we really forgive him just because he's better now? You know,
Mhm.
he
Yeah.
still traumatized Satoko all that time, you know.
mm-hmm.
But it's like it is kind of funny to watch him just be a maid wife, be a male wife is pretty funny to me. But I think what really sucks is just like something to appreciate about the original Higurashi is that the way that the characters succumb to the Hinamizawa syndrome ties in with their backstories
Mhm.
and like it gets tailored to their backstories and like it makes sense from their perspective why they kind of become unhinged. But in Sotsu it's just like, well, Satoko stabbed Mion with a needle. Guess she's gonna go a little crazy now, you
And
know?
Mion didn't
It's
feel
just
it.
yeah, somehow
Right.
she just I don't know how, but
The
that's just how that
mosquito is
goes.
wild.
And yeah, it's just like it wasn't as well written. I'll just say that
Mhm.
there wasn't as much care put into it. I don't think.
There was more care put into the opening and endings.
True, the openings and endings did slap. I won't lie. I mean, obviously, you know.
Okay, so
I
that's
did cover it. So.
tying in more with you. Sorry, with you guys' cover music. I
Yes.
hated the music from Gosotsu.
Oh, really?
No? Oh.
I used to until I found you guys' covers, and then they
Wait.
started to grow onto me.
Wait,
Wow.
why? I mean, like that's like I'm glad for that, and I'm very like flattered by that. But like we don't really do that much different from the original.
We try to stick to what the
Yeah.
original is.
I think it just gave me more reason to actually listen to it compared to.
Oh, because we're best friends in real life, and you're like, I'm doing it for them. This is
No.
for you.
Sure, this song's gonna give me cancer, but hey, my friends covered it.
So like I have this ongoing like tier list I do every anime I watch where I rank every opening and ending.
Mm-hmm.
And like for so long until I found your channel, Gosotsu's openings were like in like the shit tier list.
No.
They weren't complete
What
bottom,
about them?
because
Like,
that's
what about
reserved
them
for.
put you off?
I
Like,
because I love the first 3 openings and they felt
Uh-huh.
a lot more like down to earth and kind of tame compared to like being randomly techno out of nowhere.
yeah.
I do kind of understand that. I didn't really mind those bits that much.
No.
Just because I don't know, like I'm more okay with that kind of genre, and also because it is like a reboot.
Mhm.
Right.
I guess it kind of makes
You
sense.
could kind of think of it like the Take Rewind or something.
I mean, I will say I don't like the go-to openings and endings as much as the original first three. Honestly, hot take. This is my hot take.
Mhm.
I think the first opening, like for the first season, was good, but I don't know. I don't really like it that much. Like it's good. It's iconic. Love it. But like as far as the ones that like I actually listen to like on my own time is mostly the second one and the third one. So like the ones for Kai and
For
for
Ray.
Ray, the OVA. Yeah, I really like those ones a lot. Just because it's like more melodic and it's like
Mhm.
somber and yeah. I
Ray's one
just
that gets
I
slept on a lot.
yeah, right. A lot of people don't really know about it or listen to it that much. It goes so hard, dude. I don't know. That's my take. That's my opinion. But I do like the go-to openings and endings. Um,
Obviously.
What do you think
yeah, I
of
mean, I like them enough to sing them.
What do you think of Kira's?
Kira's is whatever. I mean, it's fine. It's just kind of whatever. I don't know.
I think it's
I
just
mean,
so
like,
random compared to the other three.
I mean, it makes sense because Kira really was like Ray was an OVA, but it
It's
still
still
tried
tied
to tell a
in.
story. Yeah, it's still it was still part of the series, I'd say.
I think
It's canon, or I
Kira's
guess
just
everything's
let's have fun.
yeah, Kira's just the fun OVA, and so for the fun OVA, you gotta have a fun opening, and that's what they did, and that's cool. It fits, but as far as like what I listen to it like intentionally, probably not. Just being
Mhm.
honest, it's just not really my cup of tea. But that's just me.
I saw an edit of like the full Kira opening, and it was like
Oh yeah.
so it plays out normal, and it's like the really happy fun stuff, and then once like the later chorus or bridge starts to happen, it cuts to like all the fucked up scenes of Higurashi with
Oh.
the happy lucky music going on in the background.
See, that's what they should have done in the
So like they
original.
have like Rika stabbing herself, and it's just someone talking about how happy they
Oh my god, I love that.
are. Like,
If they did that in the actual opening, man, that would have made it so much better.
oh god.
That would have been kind of funny.
Yeah,
Um,
and
but yeah, I the only like Ghost Sotsu thing I liked before finding you guys was God Syndrome. I thought that worked like
Hmm.
really well for the series. It was like a lot better
Yeah.
ending than the first two seasons, even.
yeah, it's because well, I don't know. I like Ayane. I like her voice and I like the songs that she generally sings for Higurashis. And when
Mhm.
I heard her, I was like, holy shit, it's because she only did the visual novels up to that point. She didn't do any of the anime, so I was very surprised to hear her in the anime.
Right. So with that, we'll get into the more personal questions for the channel and stuff.
I'm not giving you my social security number.
Well,
I don't
shit.
care how nice you are to me. My identity is not worth stealing. Please reconsider. Anyways, go on. I'm sorry.
But we talked about this before starting, but since you do edit for Studio Weeb and you were talking about doing Tatari,
And
thank
I
you
write.
for
I write
reminding.
too. Don't
Yeah,
forget about
yeah,
that part.
yeah,
Sorry.
yeah. You reminded me of the context of this story I was gonna tell, because you
Oh
were
yeah.
talking
Yeah,
about
yeah, yeah.
the Keiichi scene where
Yes.
he's cooking and he like catches the house on fire almost.
Yes.
So when I was 6, lovely age
Mhm.
to be talking about
Yes.
fires,
Mhm.
I thought I was doing a really nice thing because my uncle was like, "Oh, later today we'll take all this trash out back and we'll just burn it to get rid of it." And I was like, "You know what?
Mhm.
I'm gonna do a good deed."
Oh no.
And I found
At 6 years old with perfect hand-eye coordination and motor skills, I can
exactly.
do this.
I figured out how to work those like child-proof lighters like really quick. I was
Oh,
like,
God.
I'll just do it here. I'll just do it right now. He doesn't have to worry about it later. So I just
Oh my
caught the
god.
bag of trash on fire upstairs as he's in the shower, so he can't do anything immediately. and my stepmom was like downstairs in the living room. And it was a pretty big house. Um, so it's just on fire, and I'm like, hell yeah! I'm very cagey in this moment. I'm doing so good. And then it kind of shit hit the fan when I realized, oh god, this is a fire. And I didn't tell anyone what I did because I didn't want to get in trouble. So I went down and hid under the dining room table
Oh.
and just sat there until people realized that's a lot of smoke coming from upstairs.
Yeah.
Oh
And
no.
the upstairs of the house was just about to catch fire next to a gun
Oh my
cabinet
God.
too.
Oh,
That
no.
would have been bad.
Yeah, that was a great time. And then ironically,
That was.
way down the line, I'm in high school and one of my friends is moving houses in town. And we're helping them move. And I'm like, wait, this house looks really familiar. And I go upstairs and you can see the spot where, because they were like redoing the carpet, you can see the spot where
Yeah.
the fire started. Because they moved
Oh.
into the house that I caught on fire.
my
Oh wow,
goodness.
that's a
That's a
huge
weird
coincidence. Yeah. Holy shit.
Yeah.
That is wild.
Yeah, so that's
I mean,
my
you were just trying to.
that's
were
my
just trying to
cagey
help.
story.
Yeah.
It's not your fault. Nobody was watching you. It's their fault. You
Yeah.
don't leave a child
I mean,
unattended.
I'm sure you learned a lot from that experience.
Oh, I
you
learned
know?
plenty.
Like maybe the lighters, maybe they're childproof for a reason. You know.
Yeah.
Um.
Maybe they should make a better childproof lighter.
Yeah, maybe it's their fault.
Oh. So this is kind of like a more jokey question, and you guys kind of answered a bit of it earlier. Since you guys are sisters, is there any sort of like Sonozaki sibling rivalry?
Not really.
There used to be. Well, actually, no, not really. We got along pretty well most of our lives. I think there were like two specific fights I remember having with my sister, and they were both very stupid, and we were both little. I think one of them was just because like I was like grounded for that day, and like midnight hit, so I was just like playing Sudoku on my iPod Touch fourth generation or what the fuck ever. And then she saw it, she was like, just because it's midnight doesn't mean that your grounding is over. It's not until you go to bed. And I'm like, oh yeah, well fucking fight me. And she did. She did. We got physical.
I don't remember that at all.
I almost killed her. No, I'm just kidding. She was stronger than me. I mean, she has 5 years on me. She has to be stronger than me. If she's not stronger than me, like, at least at that age, then that'd just be embarrassing on her part.
I don't remember this fight, so I can't say.
I remember it like it happened, not yesterday, but another day. And then another fight we had, well, in general, because we shared the same room most of our lives, and the dogs would also sleep in our room. And, you know, they'd ask to be let out at, like, ungodly hours in the morning, and, we were both too tired to do it, and so we just fight over who had to do it. That was the extent to, like, our squabbles, really. We never really fought that much. We generally got along really well, and we get along really weird.
Mario Party together.
Oh yeah, we would kind of get angry at, or I would get angry at her whenever she would beat me at it.
But no, we usually play on teams because of that.
Well, yeah, because if we didn't play it on teams, then we'd have to play against each other, and then she would kick my ass, and then I would get mad, and then
I got so mad when I kept beating you in Smash Bros.
Yes, I did. I also got mad. We played this game, Dragon's Crown. It was for the PS4.
That's more cooperative.
Yeah, it was mostly cooperative, but there were like, there was like a combat like option, like you could fight the other person, and so we tried that, and then she kicked my ass brutally, and then I got so upset.
I remember you being upset because I was always just slightly like a level above you or something, like by that much experience.
Yeah.
And you were always slightly behind.
Yes.
And it pissed you off so much.
Yes.
But it wasn't ever like real fights. It was just little squabbles.
Yeah. Yeah, we never like actually like really fought to where it like hurt, you know. But that's the extent to which we have fought. I think nowadays the most we'll fight over is like when we write lyrics or whatever, and I'm like, actually this syllable exists, and she's like, no, it doesn't. I'm like, listen to it, and she's like, I just heard it, it doesn't exist. I'm like, actually, yes, it does, and she's like, go fuck yourself. That's how we. That's
true,
really
accurate. But she tried to do that to my lyrics.
Well, yeah, because there was a syllable there.
There wasn't.
Yes,
but
there was.
Also, if it were our lyrics, I might have conceded to you because it's our thing together. But if this is something that I wrote for my song, and I ask you to review a specific part and nothing else, and then you review something else,
Well, you just need some extra help, that's all. I'm a professional, Joel.
yeah, so am I. I've been doing this channel exists because of me.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, it does exist because of her. I actually didn't write my own lyrics until like way after, because I wasn't allowed to. She stifled me, dude. She
I
didn't.
did. I feel bad about it now, but I did in the beginning stifle her for a while, probably for like the first 2 or 3 years at least.
More than that,
5
dude.
years.
It wasn't until like Akatsuki Arrival where I actually got to write shit that we were both in.
Oh damn.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
that was the first time, and you bet your ass we thought about that too.
Oh, I know.
Hell yeah.
Anyways, that's the extent of our fights.
So what you? My bad. What got you guys into making cover music?
Honestly, because I was really young, I don't have a full memory of this, so I'm just gonna let Joel explain first, and then I'll fill in any blanks that I want to.
I don't remember why.
I don't remember. You're the one who started the channel, Joel.
I know. What was the first thing? It wasn't even covers we did first. We found Japanese because you found Japanese, and we were gonna learn it together.
Yes.
And then you dropped out. But I kept finding like Japanese songs, and I eventually, it wasn't even a Vocaloid song. It was Love and Joy done in MMD.
Oh yeah, we did used to do those like dances and stuff.
Yeah, so we actually started learning dances first, and then I don't know, eventually I started getting more into Vocaloid from there, being like, I like this blue-haired, pigtailed girl. What's her name?
I love this blue bitch.
Yes. And so
I need to be her.
yeah, so I listened to more of her songs, and well, it's a weird thing because the first thing I found of hers was actually Innocence, which isn't a typically
Yeah,
popular.
that's not a Vocaloid song that most people have as their first.
Right, and because I was surprised because it's not a very popular one, but I was like, you know what? I like this song so much, I want to sing it myself. Except I don't know Japanese, so I'm gonna make it English.
Mhm.
I'm gonna translate it all by myself, and then I use the YouTube captions. And I basically wrote almost word for word in the beginning, like what they wrote. And it was obviously very bad.
No, it was great. It was great.
And I would put up little like pictures on. I made an MS Paint with the lyrics.
If anyone wants to watch our old like cringe covers, just go to the playlist tab, and then there's like one called like old covers or something like that, and it just has all of them on it because they're all unlisted now. Because I know better now, but like also it's history or whatever, so they're there.
I keep it there. And I would put it all together in like Microsoft Movie Maker, like Windows Movie Maker.
Back when that was a thing, yeah.
Before that died.
Yes.
And
can I just say rest in peace, Windows Movie Maker? Like,
and wasn't
God, it was a piece of shit, but it did the job.
I think we started a channel actually for animations because we used to watch some like animators on YouTube, and
we did a lot of things. Or it was mostly you doing the different stuff. I was just kind of there.
I also made my animations in MS Paint and put it together with Windows Movie Maker.
Well, actually, you made your animations in MS Paint and you put them together in Microsoft PowerPoint.
In the very beginning, yes.
I
did like 2 of those in PowerPoint. I did like 2 of them in PowerPoint until I realized there was a better way. And then I did the rest in Movie Maker, and eventually I stopped animating. I think the last picture I drew was for my Innocence birthday cover for my sister when she turned 17.
Which was... Really? Was that only 4 years ago?
4 years ago.
Yeah, I guess it was. I lost my train of thought.
I'm sorry.
I have a few things to say. First of all, the way that she, like, credited things in the description of those old videos was fucking hilarious.
It was great.
Because she just credited, like, Saki Fujita, the voice provider of Miku. And that's it. That's all. Like, Miku, the person who, or the voice bank that wasn't even in the cover. She credited them, and then, like, not the producer, not, like, anyone who, like, did any illustrations.
I was also 13.
I was 13, but goddamn, Joel, couldn't you have done it? Well, okay. Information was also a little harder to find back then, but still. I mean, you know the producers' names, those.
I honestly didn't. I didn't pay attention anymore.
Honestly, like, dude, our career as fucking cover artists has been so rough. There's, like, very basic things about, like, mixing and, like, singing and just like putting videos together that I just didn't fucking know until way later on. Just totally tutorial free. Just discovering at the age of like, I don't know, 13 or something, where I'm like, huh, actually this voice recording here sounds like shit. Oh, it's because it's peaking. That's a thing. peaking is a thing, clipping is a thing. That's why it sounds bad. I should not do that.
Or having
Like 5 years into it, I just figured out what the fuck that was.
She eventually just took over the whole thing. I'd mix everything in Audacity. Like,
Dude,
everything was done in Audacity and Movie Maker, and eventually I fucking gave up.
like a fucking
I was
veteran.
just like, well, I think I'm gonna do I'm gonna live life now. I'm growing up. I'm kind of over this. So she kept it going. That's the reason we're still here.
Yeah.
or having that.
Oh, but to answer
Poor-
your question about how I started, I actually want to say this. There's this one cover of this one anime opening of an anime that I never saw, and I don't know if I ever will see, Bokurano, uninstall. I really liked that song, and someone did an English cover of it. Their name was Geeky Fandubs. They don't upload anymore, but I just remember liking it so much that I wanted to do that. So that's my answer of why I wanted to do English covers.
I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, I hope that
Yeah,
answers
you
your
did.
question too. Okay, good.
You guys have been doing really well at that. Hell yeah.
I'm very glad.
But
Thanks.
but like tying in with the peaking audio, it's like audio quality means a lot just in general. Else you end up with like you sound like you're muffling into something, and you end up with the Takano Dear You cover.
Oh no.
Dude, fun fact, and unfortunately I deleted it, so I can never recover it, but my first cover ever was actually of the original Dear You. I was 9 years old, and you bet your ass it sounded like worse than Takano's You. Like,
Oh god.
actually really bad. But, it's lost to time, unfortunately, but just, maybe it was God's intervention.
God's plan. Drake.
We say
Yes, he's all part of the plan.
So what's the process on deciding the covers? Like who does what or what you're going to do?
Well, first of all, we cry because it means we actually have to do something.
She does everything these days, besides lyrics and vocals for my specific covers.
So, that is kind of interesting. Sometimes I'll come to Joel and be like, "Hey, do you want to do this song?" Honestly, I rely on the comments a lot because I like doing things that people actually want to see. Sometimes I'll do things for myself, but it's kind of a mix of things that I want to do and things that like subscribers like want us to do. Because I'm generally pretty agreeable. There aren't like songs that I straight up like wouldn't cover even if someone asked. I at the top of my head I can only think of one song that I will not cover because I hate it so much. I'm not covering the second. Is it the opening or the ending? I forgot. The fucking what's it called? Souvenir by Bump of Chicken for Spy X Family. I had to mix that for a friend, or I didn't have to. I mean, she asked and I accepted because I'm such a good person. But she asked me to mix it for her because she was covering it, so I did. And I was like mixing it, and I was like in the middle of it, and I was like, "Huh, I really fucking hate this song. I never want to hear this song again."
Which is awful because the first opening was amazing, and the ending too. I love both of them.
Yeah. Like those are good. And then you like get to that like I think it's not offensively bad. I just really hate songs that don't have a chorus. I don't know, that's just me. Or like if you don't have a chorus, like have something else interesting, but I just wasn't really I don't know. That's just I'm getting off topic here. Basically I listen to the comments a lot and I'll give the song a listen. And so I kind of have an idea of like what my voice would sound like when singing it and what her voice would sound like when singing it. And so if I, listen to the song and I'm like I think Joel would be better for this song than I would, then I'll come to her and then, she'll be like, okay, yeah, maybe I will. And then she will. And then I'll do that. But, yeah, a lot of it is just like, if she does cover something, it's usually because she wants to. So, like, a lot of, like, because we kind
I've
of
been sitting on a request for like 2 years.
Don't worry about it.
I need to do it.
Okay.
I need to do it.
Okay.
I'm gonna add a bonus song as apology.
Okay. So we kind of cover a mix of like anime and Vocaloid, and so she does a lot of the Vocaloid because that's what she wants to do, and so a lot of it is Deco 27 because she likes Deco 27. I like Deco 27 too, but she likes it more than I do, so I give her the reins on those ones. But usually like when there's like anime openings and endings, I'll kind of be like, all right, well, this one's pretty popular, so like maybe I could do the opening and then you could do the ending, or like you do the opening, I do the end, that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's really the process of like how we decide. I forgot what your question was. Was that the question? How do we decide on a cover?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So I answered your question, I hope.
Yes, you did.
Okay, excellent.
But yeah, because I looked through because I was doing some of my research for questions on the channel, but like your
Mm-hmm.
community post, you asked for like what um, people would want to see.
Oh yeah, the QA we never did.
Yeah.
Oh, the Q&A?
The Q&A.
Okay. We were gonna do that 3,000 subscribers, and I forgot, and then we hit 4,000. I was like, eh. And then,
They'll
okay, wait, if
forget
we hit
about it.
5,000, I'll totally do it. I'll totally do it if we hit 5,000.
uh,
I also want to start uploading again, but
Yeah.
mhm. But I saw
All in
like a
due
lot of
time.
suggestions for like side effect was one that I saw a lot
for for
Yeah.
for what?
for a cover.
Sorry, I think you cut out just
Oh,
then.
did I?
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. But I was seeing like a lot of suggestions in the comments for like side effect.
For side effects? Why am I fucking blanking on that right now, dude? I've been so
Uh,
out of the loop. I have no idea
it's one of
what
the
that
VN
is.
openings.
Oh, okay. For Higurashi
Yeah,
or
for Higurashi.
okay. Yeah, because I know I get like a lot of Umaneko requests. I'm like, I would love to, and I do want to. It's just that I got 15 minutes into a let's play of the visual novel, and at that point they barely got to the fucking house.
I
I
still
know.
So
struggle to
it's
get into
really long.
Mineko, so I understand that.
Yeah. And so like, I don't know, like usually with other animes, like I'm okay covering songs that I haven't watched the anime of because it usually like, you just read the synopsis and you get a general gist of what's going on.
Hmm.
Or like, if you watch an episode or two, it's fine. But like with Umaneko, it's like first of all, they have a really avid fan base, and then second of all, the visual novel is so fucking long and there's so much in it that like I don't know how I would approach a translation or like the lyrics for that because I wouldn't want to get shit wrong.
Oh god, right? You don't want to deal with like,
Yeah.
especially that passionate of a VN fan base. You don't want to deal
Yeah.
with.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think they would like harass me or anything,
No.
but like I guess I wouldn't want them to be disappointed. Is my point.
Hmm.
You know.
We could give it our best shot anyway.
I guess. I don't know. That's kind of the thing with covering songs of animes because like it's not just about like what the lyrics say. It's also about like
Context of the
yeah,
anime.
it's the
You
context.
gotta
of the
commit to
show.
watching the whole anime. We're just like, okay, we'll watch like one episode
Yeah.
and write a song.
Sometimes. I think that was how I think I watched a few episodes of Warrior to the Patriot before um doing
Those
the openings and
covers.
things. I did end up watching the whole thing. Honestly, here's my Moriarty the Patriot hot take. Wait, I'm sorry, I'm getting off the rails. Am I allowed to talk about this or should we
Yeah,
move
go
on?
ahead. Yeah, you're good.
Okay. Basically, second season of Moriarty the Patriot, kind of fucking batshit, and not necessarily in a good way. I was totally like lost in that second. I was lost in the sauce in that second season.
Hmm.
I thought it was hilarious, and I didn't really take many things seriously. I thought the first season was decent enough. I think there's this one thing that I thought was really funny, but it was a while ago, and I don't really remember it that well. But yeah, that Moriarty the Patriot, I don't know, like 6 out of 10, I guess. That's my review. Openings and endings though, they fucking slap. 10 out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, go on.
I
Wait, did I
still.
answer your question?
Yeah, you did.
I did. Okay, good.
I still haven't seen Moriarty yet. I've watched the openings from you guys, but that's my extent
Yeah.
to it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of people when it came out, they were comparing it to Death Note, and like, while I don't think Death Note is a perfect show, no, no, it's not. It's not like Death Note. I think Death Note was a lot better with its presentation, and things felt a lot less stupid in Death Note
Hmm.
than Murder the Patriot did. I think it was just also, not to be all like, my IQ was 140, I wear a fedora to be about it, but like Death Note was just a smarter show, in my opinion. It was just written with more thought, I think. I don't know. And like, I could totally be wrong about this because, manga and anime are different. So maybe like the manga from Murder of the Patriot is like actually really good. I have not read it yet. I don't know if I will. Maybe. But as far as the anime goes, it was, I mean, it was entertaining. I wouldn't necessarily say it made you think, you know.
Right.
That's my take.
What's your favorite songs that you guys have worked on?
Mine is honestly Nageki no Mori. I love that song ever since I heard that song. I just love everything about it, just the way it like dips and like it crescendos, it decrescendos. It's probably, in my opinion, and I know this is like an exaggeration, but to me it is like a perfect song. I can't think of anything I don't like about it. And so, I did cover it a long time ago when I was like 13 years old, and it was all right. And it did kind of, get the ball rolling on a whole lot of other stuff that I'm a part of now. So I thank it for that. But I am glad that I got around to redoing it because I wanted to give it the respect it deserves, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
And, I did the best I could, but I really like that song. It does a really good job at selling Higurashi. And it's just a good song, like completely, not even taking Higurashi into account. It just fucking slaps, dude. It bangs. I don't know how else to.
It does.
It fucks. Okay, that song fucks. I didn't want to go there, but
No one did anything.
you pushed me, and so now I'm just saying it fucks. Okay. Anyways, what's yours?
I don't have one because anything I cover is generally something I really, really like, which is why I don't put out many covers because it's really hard for me to get into a song in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
Unless it's like a request or something. But most of what I do is just vocalize stuff, a lot of Deiko 27, and everything I've covered from Deiko 27 is a pretty damn good song.
Yeah, I have been in the car with her. I listen to her playlist. They're all on there several times, as far as I know. She just puts them on like 10 each, and they just play over and over again.
Each, no. It's just that I don't have that many songs because again, it's hard for me to get into new music, so you're gonna hear it more than once probably. But if I had to pick one, God, that's actually kind of hard. Trying to think. This is just so fucking tough.
Just say well, okay. It's actually one that she has wanted to cover for a long time but hasn't yet. She really likes Android Girl by Taker 27. I know that.
Android Girl's a good one, but again, I like them all pretty much equally, so it's really hard for me to say. Like, I do my best with my lyrics and all my songs too.
Mm-hmm.
Taiko 27 is so good at writing the same song over and over again.
I like all of them.
Right, and it's like it's so good, no one cares, It's like
right.
nice to see you.
But if I had to pick, I'm really trying to think here. I really liked the one I'm working on, but I don't want to spoil it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a song by Marutu. It's another producer.
Yeah.
But yeah, but good producers all around. Good music, good times, good food.
If I had to rate it based on my lyrics, I'd say my lyrics for Undead Alice were probably the best.
Mm-hmm.
Because pretty much everything in those lyrics is a rhyme with something else. Which I just went fucking ballistic, and I try my best with all of them, but sometimes they don't come out quite clear. Like, I love Chimera, but a lot of Chimera is ambiguous because I'm given so few syllables to work with and such complex messages. I try my best, but it doesn't always come out the way I want.
Right.
So I'm gonna go with Undead Alice for now.
Thanks, Triforce, for that.
Huh?
I agree, it does slap.
Oh yeah, thank you.
The thing about Joel's covers is that I'm also huge fans of them because I had to listen to them a million times.
Because she mixes everything. Oh, but I will say also for I Will Give You Half My Life, I cried while writing that.
Yeah. Honestly, I cried while mixing that.
That was
just
a
really sad song. Yeah. Which I think Triforce requested that one, I'm pretty sure. So thank you for that. Yeah, it's your fault. Just kidding.
I'm just kidding, thank you. I'm happy with the way it turned out, and I like that song quite a bit, so
yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Did that answer your question?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're doing good.
Oh no, her earbud fell out.
She was so violent, her earbud fell out.
Oh god. But yeah, Julia, your covers of like God Syndrome, and because you did a lot of the Gosotsu openings and endings.
I didn't fucking mention those as my favorite.
She did more of them than I did. Can you believe that shit?
Right.
Well, sure.
Do you know, like, what I could have caused World War III by writing irregular entropy for her? I almost did, because you
Mhm.
know how she's very like insistent about writing her own lyrics, but like that was during like a particularly like busy time for her where she just like couldn't get around to it, and I was like kind of on a time crunch. Like I wanted to get it out fast, you know. I'm like, all right, like just to get into my dark side a little bit, I want those fucking views, okay? I'm sorry, but like the reason why I'm probably here right now is because I saw Go when it first came out, and I saw I Believe What You Said, and I checked the Google searches, I checked YouTube, and no one really made a cover of it. And I was like, "Fuck it, now's my time. I'm doing it right now." And it actually worked, and it got me like a decent number of subscribers.
Mhm.
I actually don't like that one, but not because of the lyrics. I don't like the way I performed it. It just,
What?
I don't
Oh,
know.
you're talking about irregular
A
entropy?
regular entropy. Yeah.
Okay, they're talking about I don't believe it. So I'm like,
Oh no, I don't believe what you said.
I'm like, I don't believe what you're saying right now, but go on.
Sorry, I missed that transition.
No, you're fine. No, I do like your cover of that, but honestly, that was like probably one of my better lyrics.
I think of all the Higurashi, honestly, I think God Syndrome is my best performance.
I like
Analogy being second.
I definitely think it fits your voice the most.
Yeah,
Yeah.
God Syndrome did fit her a lot.
Yeah. But yeah, what was I gonna say? I forgot.
You were saying I believe what you said.
What was the question again?
Uh, Back to still favorite cover that you've done.
Oh, we're still on that one?
You know,
Jesus Christ.
we're done now. I just had to mention the.
Yeah.
Oh,
Higgins ones.
okay. Okay, good.
You're
Good. I was so worried that I just like totally spent 10 minutes on one question. I was like, man.
Is there anything Higurashi related that you're wanting to cover or have planned?
Yes.
And you don't have to
Yes.
reveal anything
No,
later.
because she does most of them.
Yes. The answer is yes. I will do anything that people want me to. I'm a fucking slut for Higurashi music, okay?
Same.
I will do whatever you want. I will kneel down to the floor and pray to the Higurashi god that I get to do another cover, which I will eventually. In particular, I would like to go and do the original openings at some point. Would
I
be
was
pretty
just thinking
cool.
you should do
I
the
think
first one. That's my
yeah.
that's my
I was
favorite of the
thinking-
two, I think.
Oh yeah. I was thinking of like splitting it with Joel. I didn't want her to be left out. I was like, okay, how about like it's kind of hard to split 3 songs.
Mhm.
I was like, oh no, I can do one and you can do one.
I want the opening of Kai.
Naraku no Hana.
Yeah.
I mean, that is my favorite one,
I'm
but
sorry.
I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you
No, you can have
on the
it.
condition that you sing the lyrics of that I wrote for it.
Ugh, no.
The first verse. See that? You see that right there? With any regular person, to be like, oh yeah, sure, no problem. But no, her, she's like, ugh, your lyrics in my voice, gross. Get that shit out of here. No.
It's not because you're a bad lyricist.
Why do you think she hates irregular entropy so much? It's because she hates me as a person.
I don't
It's
hate
pure
you. I just
spite.
feel bad about myself when I can't write my own lyrics because you do everything else.
Well, maybe I want to. How about that?
You can sing both.
No. Okay. I'm thinking no. I'm thinking I disagree. I will let you do Naraku no Hana, but can I get Ray's opening? Superscription of data? Can I get that one? I like that one. Alright, good. We figured it out. We figured it out on stream in front of 4 people. Let's fucking go.
Hell yeah. And then
Everyone
however
knows
many
now.
watch the VOD after.
Yes. That's how. Yeah, I would like to cover those at some point. There was one for what was it? Like a mahjong.
Oh,
game?
Higurashi
Like a
John?
Yeah, I remember someone requested I do that, and I was like, you know what?
I haven't heard
Maybe.
that
And
one.
then like also the ones for the movies. I heard those ones. And they actually are pretty good.
I like
Yoshimamiya.
Daybreak, the PSP one.
I don't know if I heard that one, or if I have, it's been a long time ago.
Nobody requests anything on my videos because I never come out with them. They learn early on. So I've heard of none of these.
Well, do better next time.
No.
And then also, I mean, I wouldn't personally cover like all of the dear use or all the
Oh,
use.
God, yeah.
I did want to at some point. I actually have.
I want to at least cover Rika's at some point.
Yeah, and I already did cry. I might. I don't know. I don't want to redo it again, but I kind of do. But I kind of don't. I don't know. But a while ago, it was like when I was grounded, you know, because I was like a little fucking menace. I was grounded and I wasn't allowed access to the internet. So, well, I mean, I did kind of cheat to get the translations, but I had this like little blue book of like notebook paper that I would, and I just like looked at the translations for all of the U's, and I just like wrote all of the lyrics for them, like every U, even the fan made ones. They're just all in there, and that was just, I don't know. Even though I was grounded and it was shit, I still had kind of a good time.
Hmm.
That's my little, lore detail. That's the can lore for you.
So next would be kind of like less questions, but more like kind of discussing like how important music is to
Hmm.
whatever media we're consuming. So, especially with Higurashi, are you how familiar are you with like the OST tracks?
I would say, okay, for the VN, not as familiar because I didn't
Yeah.
read the visual novel, but when I started editing for the Abridged series, I did get more familiar. Um, and honestly, this is probably gonna be another hot take, and I'm probably like gonna get death threats after saying this, and maybe I shouldn't say it, but like honestly, the OST for the visual novel, it's good, but it's not. I'm okay with it,
I feel the
but
same. It's
yeah,
very
right, like.
it's very VN.
Yeah, it's like, and I understand why, because with anime, you time out how long the music is going to run for, and so you can be like more specific with it.
It's not just
Because
looping the same track every like
yes,
minute.
it's not looping, and also it's a visual novel, so the budget is also going to be different because it's a fucking visual novel, and you're not going to spend as much money on a visual novel as you would in anime,
Hmm.
and so it's that difference is also going to show up. And so I think it's fine. I didn't play the visual novel, so I don't have like, you know, I don't have associations with it like a lot of other fans do, which is why I'm sure they probably really liked the OST. I'm sure it's fitting for the visual novel. Um, I try not to use it that much when I'm editing just because it doesn't really fit that well, in my opinion. I did it in episode one, but in episode two, not really that much.
Yeah.
So, but as far as the anime OST goes, I fucking love it, dude. I mean, it's so good at setting the atmosphere. There's so many tracks. Dude, there's so many tracks in the anime one. It's insane. The
I
playlist just goes on.
Yeah, because I use the anime OST for like my starting soon screen most of the time, just because it's
Yeah,
a lot more mood
it's
setting than.
yes, it's very good at establishing an atmosphere. And it's like, the happy songs are like, you fucking feel happy when you're listening to the
Hmm.
happy and I'm really bad at the names. I can't
Same.
list any of them
There's
right
only
now,
a few I know the
unfortunately.
names of. Like, I I love Yokon.
Oh yeah.
That one's like a lot more
Yeah.
kind of eerie and kind of fucked up when that scene happens because it's the one where like Rika's getting dissected.
Yeah, yeah. Um but yeah, like the when it wants to be scary, it's fucking scary. When it wants to be happy, it's really happy. And it's just it does I think, the point of music is so that you know how to feel without there being words. And so it does a really good job
Hmm.
at, not telling you like, "Hey, you should be scared right now."
It's not like because I read the VNs on stream,
Hmm.
and dear God, for one, if I have to hear that fucking uh, the club gay music for another 20
Oh.
minutes, just on a constant loop, I might
Oh my
Rika
god.
myself.
All right, new timeline.
New
Um,
timeline, let's go.
but yeah. Also like the stuff that Dai composed is really neat.
Hmm.
Um, I like their music in Higurashi a lot. But yeah. I like the anime OST a lot. The OST is, it's all right. It's good, I guess. But, when it's looping forever, it's it's kind of hard to measure it in the same
Hmm.
way, I guess.
But along with that, it's like with the anime, you can also have emotion a lot more expressed compared to the VN, where without the voice acting and just the still images of the characters, it's a lot harder to kind of tell. Or
Yeah.
it's somewhat fitting with the VN's OST because there's some
Mm-hmm.
that are kind of eerie, not like on Yokon's level, but somewhat
Yeah.
compared
Right.
to the overly energetic ones that loop for 20 minutes straight
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard.
with one scene and like no voice acting unless you get the modded version.
Hmm. I think maybe if the loops were longer, I might have a different opinion. But as far as the ones that I've heard are like 30-second loops, if that,
Mm-hmm.
and so it can be hard, yeah, especially when reading the visual novel. I'd imagine you get sick of it pretty quickly.
Yeah. Yeah. Try drinking during stream reading this and having to hear that.
Oh my god. Every time it loops, you take a shot. Dude,
Oh,
you'd be fucking
no.
dead.
Alright.
You'd be dead before
It would be like my
before the menu was done.
it would be like my recent because I did the Sonic VN that came out.
Oh,
The
wait, there's a
the murder mystery of Sonic the Hedgehog.
hold on. I think
It came out on
did
April
they post
Fools.
about this on their Twitter?
Mm-hmm. It was like their April Fool's joke. They did a Sonic murder VN.
I'm like terribly misspelling this. This is okay, so this is real. 10 out of 10, 15,000 reviews. Good. If it had anything less, I would scream. Well, that's great. I'm glad they made that.
Yeah,
Does it have any correlation with Higurashi at all? Did they take any inspiration?
it felt very Umineko
Oh, okay.
because that's
Okay.
more of
That
like the
makes
murder
sense.
mystery series. So
Yeah.
I jokingly called it. I can't remember the translation I used because it was hedgehog in Japanese. It was that no Naku Koroni.
Oh my god.
So it's like
That's
when the
good.
hedgehogs cry.
No.
But God, I was so fucked up during that stream. I just kept going, and like by the end of it, because it was taking so long, I was like hunched over, like my head was like on my microphone, just pressing
Oh,
enter to
shit.
try and play through these mini games to beat the game.
Wow.
Oh my god.
I couldn't imagine.
Having to hear the same OST over and over, and me having to
Turn
voice
off the
act too, because
music.
there's no voice acting in it, and I'm doing separate voices for every
yeah.
character again.
Oh god. That is awful.
Yeah, that's. So now time for the Higu abridged questions. How did you guys
Oh my goodness.
get into the project?
So, so when I was saying earlier that, me making that Negeki no Mori cover when I was 13 kind of got the ball rolling for a lot of the shit I'm in now.
Mhm.
I kind of wasn't kidding. Basically, that was so King was already, directing the project and all that. And, he was looking for like covers to use for, his abridged.
Mhm.
And he was considering abridging some VN material at the time. And so, you know how he uses the English covers of
Yeah.
like the openings of that season. So, that one was Negeki no Mori, and I think there were only like 2 covers of it up. It was like me and
There's not a lot of VN
fuck.
covers. You guys are like the
Yeah,
only
there were
ones
not
I
a lot of
see.
Yeah, there are not a lot of VN covers. I think it's just me and then like May Grace's cover, which we both actually ended up redoing, which was a very silly coincidence. I thought it was pretty funny, but basically, he came to me. He was like, I had my Instagram DMs open. He was like, "Hey, I really like this cover. Can I use it for an abridged series I'm in?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure. I might end up redoing that one actually. So maybe you should wait on that if you're gonna use it." He's like, "Oh, okay, yeah, no problem." And he just like I don't know if it was like a minute later or an hour later, but then he DM'd me again. He was like, "All right, look, listen, we don't have a Rena for our bridge right now. Can you like audition?" He didn't say it like that. I'm exaggerating. He was very polite about it. He was just like, "Yeah, hey, we're actually down a voice actor, and we were thinking, maybe you could audition if you wanted to." And then obviously I fucking lit up at that idea because I always wanted to be Rena.
Mhm.
I was preparing for this exact moment, and so I was like, okay, let me get my cosplay on. I'll get my microphone. I don't have a Rena
More,
cosplay. Not yet, unfortunately. But,
More method acting like
oh.
Jared Leto, but you're Rena.
Yeah, yes. Method acting, except like I do nice things for people.
Not some
I know,
people
unheard
dead
of.
pigs.
Yes. Except for, putting needles in their food, but that's beside the point.
Noted.
Basically, I So yeah, he sent me, like just demo lines like from the script of the first episode.
Mhm.
I put on my best suit, put on my best Rena voice. I gave him what I got, and then he was like, "All right, we'll look it over, let you know how it goes." And then, well, from there, I did
Mhm.
get it, and it was funny because there's like a roles channel in the server that we all share together, and so I didn't have access to it at the time because I was just a voice actor. But as I was like, but when I offered to edit, I got editing role and like writer role later on, so I did get access to that channel, so I got to see what everyone had to say about my audition when I did it. I was like, oh yeah, if anyone's talking shit about me, I can see it right here. But no, they
Hell
didn't.
yeah.
They were very nice.
Cut their lines if they talk shit.
No, no, they weren't talking shit. But yeah, so I got it, and from there, I was part of the crew. No, I'm not.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, my mother is in the background.
That long you don't know.
No. All right.
But I also
Oh right, yeah, how you became a part of it. Basically, as I said, sorry, I'll let you talk.
No, it's okay. It's because of her. She
Yeah.
got me into it.
Yeah, no, actually it wasn't because of me. It was completely unrelated. They just happened to find us like in completely different contexts, and we were
Really?
like, "Oh, you're in the same." No, no, I'm kidding, man, Joel.
I have memory issues. Don't do that to me.
I mean, I do too. It's just well, basically, the last voice actor for Chie had to, step out, busy stuff.
I get into most projects because of you. I don't go looking for these things. I'm like,
I'm your fucking connection, dude.
I know.
But and Joel was already, friends with other members of the cast, so including King.
Mhm.
We already knew each other, so he was like, "Oh, okay. Did Julia want to audition?" I'm like, "Hell yeah, she does."
And she threw a microphone at my head and said, "Do it." And I'm like, "Oh yeah."
I could see it.
Yes.
And then I did.
Yeah. She has a couple of other roles, but they're not important right now.
You're right.
Oh, you guys haven't revealed those, have you?
No,
Okay, so
not yet.
we'll keep that on the hush hush.
Yeah.
Also, for anyone in chat that doesn't know, I also voice in the series, and I'm Rena's dad. So this is like even more
Yes,
ironic.
you're my dad. You're my father. the one that I never had.
Oh
Oh.
no.
I'm just kidding. I'm just being a silly guy right now.
So what is the editing and writing process like?
So okay.
And
I guess
I want to
I'll start with
specifically
the
mention Drew said there are quote fun stories involving Onikakashi re-editing.
Oh, re-editing. So like with the copyright stuff.
I think so.
I don't know if you'd call them fun stories.
That's
They're
why I put the quote.
fucking infuriating. God, editing in that was such a nightmare. Well, because it was really, I mean, I've made anime edits before, but not of a full, like, abridged episode really like that.
Mhm.
Actually, no, that's a lie. But nothing of any grand scale as Higurashi, that's for sure. And so, pair that with the fact that the script for episode 1 was a little long, and a lot of scenes were just kind of like around, like, close to the same duration they were in the anime. And also, like I said, I didn't have a lot of experience with editing a bridge series, with anime. And so I knew that copyright was going to be a problem, but I didn't know under what circumstances, and I didn't know really what the solution was. I didn't know how important shuffling orders of scenes could be, or just like not having a scene play out for that long.
Mhm.
Was, quite the learning experience. There were so many, there were a lot of edits I had to make once I finished the episode, because they would detect like certain points of the episode, and I was like, okay, well, I should probably look at these first, and then change them up, and then send it back. And the thing about editing like a 40-something minute abridged episode is that it takes a while for it to be done uploading and processing before they can actually check for the copyright violations. So every time it was just like it was a huge waiting game, and every time they'd say something was wrong and it was blocked worldwide and all that shit, and I'd have to go back and I'd do it again. And then once I fixed all the scenes that they told me was wrong, they would go back and then find more scenes that were wrong, and then more scenes that were wrong, and I had to go back and fix those. And there were some edits that I made to make it work that I'm not really that proud of, and if I could go back, I would definitely change them up. I think during like the Ohagi scene with like Rena and Mion like being kind of creepy towards Keiichi. Like
Mhm.
I did like some weirdo visual edits that like I if it weren't for copyright I would not have done those. And now that I'm a lot smarter about it, I wouldn't do it again. I would probably just reorder it or just rewrite the scene so that it wasn't as long and I didn't have to, come up with that many shots or
Mhm.
whatever, or just use the same shot or whatever. But um, yeah, it was definitely a learning experience. Um, but yeah, trying to think. I'm trying to think if there's like anything funny I did. I mean, there was like one bit because it like this one bit in I forgot which scene was the one with like Keiichi meeting Toмотaki for the first time, like in the trash dumpster area, and it recognized the scene from there, and it got copyright struck. So I was like, oh shit, okay, how do I change it? So I don't know, like I just like put in like a JPEG of like a sunset with the watermark still on it. I think when Toмотaki was like in this gorgeous sunset, I
Oh my
just put
god, I
that in there.
remember
I'm
that.
like, yes, yes, that was because of copyright. I was like, I need to cut to something else. Put it back.
I should have made that a specific question because I wanted to talk about it.
Well, I'm glad that I'm talking about it now because that's why. And honestly, I have kind of an unhinged editing style, I realize. So
Mhm.
I think at this point, even if I didn't have to do that because of copyright, I probably would have done that anyway, just because
It's so
just
funny.
because
It's so random, and
yeah.
the watermark always makes it better.
Dude, in episode 2 when like Mion and Shion like spray Keiichi with the water bottle. It's not really that noticeable, but for that picture, I didn't get rid of the watermark there either because I was like, it's funnier if I do it this way.
It is. It is so cursed and funny.
It's just, I don't know. There's just something I love about like that amateur kind of like, I
Mhm.
didn't bother to make this look
It's
good sort of
it's
thing.
shitposting humor, and I always
Yes.
appreciate it.
Yes, exactly. And like I do like put in effort sometimes.
Mhm.
Like there are some visual edits and
She showed me the motorcycle fall over scene.
yes, dude. Oh my god. Oh god, that the any Angel Fort scene takes fucking forever.
Because
Episode 1,
especially because we talked about it last time, the you guys do your own art for it too, for the Angel Fort scenes.
yes. Yeah, so I'm not really that much of an artist. I'm not in the art department for Studio Weeb 7,
Mhm.
but so for episode 1 when I was editing it, it wasn't a big deal because it was just rotoscoping, which I had nothing to do with. So I would just, paste the edited animated scenes in there and it wasn't that big of a deal.
Yeah.
Episode 2 was a lot harder for a few reasons. First reason is that our artist who was rotoscoping didn't want to do it anymore, and which was fine because they did like a few of the scenes already. Like they did the hard ones really.
Mhm.
So it was just like a few of them that weren't done that I needed, and I was like, and King was talking about having another artist on, but like, oh well, they're having a hard semester in school, so they won't be on until later this year,
Mhm.
basically. And I was like, oh, okay, so no one, so we have no one doing this. Okay, so I guess I will do it. And so if there are parts of the rotoscoping in episode 2 that look like way shittier than the others, that's yours truly. That's me right here.
Mhm.
Um, uh, our one of our artists, Corvid, he did the art. He did like the backgrounds and stuff. So he actually made like Angel Fort look the way it does, and
Yeah.
like did like the floors and stairs and all that. So it was just a matter of me editing it in, which is fine enough, except for that one bit where Keiichi is tripping on the motorcycles and they all fall down. I had to mask Keiichi and all the motorcycles falling down frame by frame. And that took me a hot minute to do. I won't lie. It took
Dear
me a
God.
while. Yeah. And just like, and also like him walking, that far shot of him walking took a long time.
Yeah.
And everything after that was easier. It's just like a little bit of masking, getting the goons and Keiichi like in front of the edited Angel Fort. But
Mhm.
yeah, it's like I understand why Angel Fort exists. It's to protect the kids. I get it. And so, the bit with the waitresses and all that, I
Yeah.
totally understand. All that other shit though, I don't know. it kind of has me thinking like, should I even be here? No, no, I'm very glad to be editing, but yeah, it was hard for sure. So that's part of the process to partially answer your question. In general, editing, yeah, I just kind of have like a shit posty way of going about it. Um, Whenever I see like text on screen, not every time, but sometimes I'll, when there's like Japanese characters on screen, I'm like, can I make this something else? Can I make
Yes.
this like a little
I
sillier?
talked about it
And
last
so there,
time because I love in Watanagashi, the banner for the competition just says Pussy Fucker Championship.
yeah, 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 like yeah, like welcome to the Pussy Fucker Championships, like open to all ages. I love putting that there. There were a few edits in episode 1 that I really liked, like the notes between Oishi and the other detective.
Yeah, it's like
I don't
something
know.
about going to get Burger King.
Yeah, because I'm not going to Burger King, and and then like one where in episode 1 where Keiichi is like shuffling through the magazine. I like wrote like an entire like fucking
Yes, you
God,
did.
I don't even remember.
I paused it to try and
Yeah.
read it the first time I was watching.
It was really hard to do that because he was like opening it up, and so I
Hmm.
had to like put it over,
Yeah.
So that was hard. Still not as hard as Angel Fort, but pretty hard. For me anyway.
Hmm.
I'm not like an editing god or anything. I'm an editor in the sense that like your mom is a chef, Like, she can make a good home cooked meal, but probably no beef Wellington anytime soon. That's my perspective on it. Um, but yeah, editing is fun. It's also a fucking hassle. I think my favorite part slash least favorite part is like complicated edits like that because I do really like how it comes out usually.
Hmm.
Um, I think as far as like what actually is my least favorite part is probably like the lip flaps. It's just kind of the same thing. It's just
Yeah.
like okay, this goes here, this goes here, this goes here. There's not really a lot of creative freedom with that,
Just a lot
and
of
so it's just
tedious
yeah,
press enter
yes,
type things.
it's pretty yeah, it's definitely tedious. But yeah, it's fun, and I like doing. Well, I don't know if I like finding the sound effects, but I like having them in there. I like I like doing putting in the music and stuff is fun for me. Um, and I just like cutting the scenes, or just like I like having like rapid cuts between scenes. I don't
Yes,
know if
that's
that's like
another thing I was
noticeable.
thinking of because
I just
again
I,
Watanagashi. Sorry, I
yeah, I
did
just
not
like
mean to
having
interrupt
like
you or
no, you're
interrupt.
fine.
Um,
No, you're good.
kind of the
Yeah, just
comedic
like
time.
I,
Okay,
no, for sure. Like just
yeah.
like no context, just like this scene and then this scene,
Hmm.
I don't know. I like that. And I don't know, maybe it's kind of hard to tell what's going on. I think that's my main complaint about. So, the way I went from Onikakushi to Watanagashi is you know, I wasn't always an editor. I became an editor in the process. In the beginning it was just Loki doing all the editing. Um, and then, me being an infestation, I got impatient. I was like, when is the episode going to be done? And King's like, well, we have like 7 scenes done out of like 30 something. And I'm
Hmm.
like, give me the reins. I can do this. I'll take care of it.
Let me
And
cook.
so, yeah, let me cook. And so I did a lot of the scenes for Onikakushi. And, because it's such a long episode, um, when we were doing Watanagashi, and this was like the greatest compromise between King and I think, because King wrote a lot of Watanagashi, and then I wrote also a lot of Watanagashi.
Hmm.
Like when I joined the project, Onikakushi was completely written, and then Watanagashi was like partially written, like about halfway done. And
Yeah.
so and so after Onikakushi, I just kind of like went in there and like wrote a lot of like pretty much most of the back half of Watanagashi I wrote, and I was like a full editor at that time. And so one of my like one of the things I wanted to do differently from Onikakushi was to make it shorter. But I think I kind of did it too much to where like a lot of the comments were just like, I have no idea what the fuck is going on, but I like it, and I'm like, well, I'm glad you like it. But I think for Tateri Godoshi, I definitely want to have like more cohesion, like more of like a
Hmm.
narrative like continuity, I guess. I mean, I do still like how Watanabe turned out. I do like it a lot. It's just like, it's hard because I have to keep in mind like what would a Higurashi fan want to see versus like who would like someone who's never watched Higurashi before, what would they want to see?
Right.
Because, and that's something that has been, a concern from the beginning, because it's like, I think for Onikakashi, like people who were already into Higurashi really liked it a lot, and then, some of us would like show our parents or like friends who haven't seen Higurashi ever, and they didn't really get it because a lot of the humor is like it's baked from, watching Higurashi and knowing the characters,
Mm-hmm.
and um, so I wanted to help make it, more
accessible.
universal, I guess. Because they're like, to bring like up Team Four Star as an example, like when they tackled like Dragon Ball Z and shit, like there were people who never watched Dragon Ball Z before who watched Dragon Ball Z because of their bridge,
Mm-hmm.
And so I kind of thought about that, and it's like that's kind of what I wanted. That's what I want us to do for Higurashi ultimately, I think. And so that's what I keep in mind when I'm writing, and also when I'm writing, because Higurashi has sort of like a cyclical nature to its narrative, jokes that I want to tell have to be consistent. It can't just be like a one-off thing and then it's never mentioned again. I try not to have that happen. So like there are jokes that, I do think are funny, but I cut them out because I can't think of a way to introduce them again or like to make it like part of the lore.
Right.
What about the censored water wheel?
That comes back, dude.
That's what I'm thinking.
That's amazing.
That's a thing, yeah.
I love that it
So,
has
like,
both a canon explanation and then like the technical explanation.
Yes, honestly, and this is just my take. I think censoring it makes it hard. If I wouldn't have censored it probably, but it is funnier when it's censored, so I'm doing it for that. Um, I I want to censor it in like different ways in different episodes.
Because
Just like
the first
just
season it was like blurred, right?
yeah, yeah, it was
And then the second one
pixelated
it
or
just has
blurred.
like the text it's blacked out and says censored.
Yeah, yeah. So the first wheel edit Loki did, and the second one I did, and I'm like, okay, so it's just different every time. So every time we edit this water wheel, it's just gonna be like a different form of censoring. I don't know what we're gonna do.
I like the little happy face for the next one.
I don't know, but something I'm sure. But yeah, that's pretty much the editing and writing process.
Oh,
I guess
like a monster truck tire. There's like a JPEG of like a.
Could do
Yeah.
like those really sketchy like click here, doctors hate him, find out
Oh,
why.
that's good. That's actually good. I think I might do that actually.
Yeah, dude, doctors
If I
hate
end up
him.
doing
Yeah, it's just here, yeah.
try this weird trick to lose weight, yeah.
Oh my god.
But yeah,
Like a no smoking sign for one of them, something like that,
yeah. As far as the writing goes, it's King and it's me basically, and
Mhm.
so we kind of have different approaches when it comes to writing. So
You fight with him about that?
yeah, of course. Well, we don't fight. We just have disagreements, and we talk about them. So
Mhm.
we fight. We fight to the death. Basically, we hate each other.
Oh,
We
yeah.
want each other to suffer. No, I'm just kidding. So we have two different approaches, and so a lot of it's just kind of like making making the best out of both worlds, I guess. Because like I kind of have like a rapid fire kind of way of writing where like it doesn't always make sense, and I'm just trying to like cram as many jokes in as possible, basically. And then King like takes his time, make sure that the lore is consistent, make sure that the characters are talking consistently. Like there's so many times where I just like totally forget about the characters' mannerisms, and then he writes them back in, and I'm like, oh yeah, they do that. Yeah, okay, right. Forgot about that because I just get carried away, and so like it's very important. I kind of just throw everything at the wall, and then King kind of just like reins me back in. Is basically what it is. And so like the last two episodes we wrote, um, he he kind of like wrote a skeleton, and then I just kind of like added in everything that I wanted to when watching the episodes myself, and that seems to work pretty well. I'm very happy with what we have right now.
Mhm.
But yeah, that's basically the writing and editing process. Fun, very fun.
I imagine writing's pretty fun being able to combine like lore specific jokes as well as just shitposty humor.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's funny when writing and editing like have a direct relationship because it's like I'll write something that I think is fucking hilarious, and then when it comes to editing it, I realize that I have no footage for it. I just completely pulled it out of my ass, and I'm like,
And you can get like
dude.
really good comedic timing out of it too, because one of the I was gonna mention it earlier. Um, the ladder scene where it's Keiichi up there and he's like, "Don't leave me alone with her," and it just immediately cuts to her with the fucking fish eyes.
I think something that I did a lot and something that I kind of get into the habit of is just like just cutting to people's reactions just silently,
It's
and
silent.
that
That's
kind
what
of
makes
happens
it
a lot.
funnier. 'Cause
Yeah,
she's just staring.
yeah,
It's like the no bitches meme, but it's me.
right, yeah. Yeah, I love doing shit like that. Just like where it's just like completely silent. It's just like a disturbing image on screen. I
Mhm.
love shit like that. Um, there are a lot of jokes being cut from Watanagashi, mostly because of my fear of it being as long as Onikakashi.
Mhm.
Um, I think going back again, like I think it'd be okay if Watanagashi was a little longer, like maybe under 30 minutes. I would have been okay with. I think I was just so obsessed with making it as short as possible
Yeah.
as like a just just because like Onikakashi was really long, and
Mhm.
like I remember King actually like um there's like an abridgers guild or whatever like Discord server that exists, and King joined it, and like there's like a section where people will like critique your abridged series, and so he sent Onikakashi in, asking for a critique,
Yeah.
and like whoever did it, which I do want to get it as a cameo at some point, just to just because it'd be funny. He just fucking ripped it apart, dude.
It
He
could be
was
like
he was not happy with it.
have you seen Gremlins 2?
I have not seen Gremlins 2. I've seen Gremlins 1.
Okay,
What
so
happens in Gremlins 2?
Gremlins 2, it's like a very meta movie. It's just like a
Oh,
bunch of
oh,
inside
okay.
jokes. One of the scenes they have in it is there was a reviewer who completely shit on the first movie. And in
Oh yeah.
Gremlins 2, he is reviewing the first Gremlins movie. And
Oh my
he's
god.
shitting on it. And then all the gremlins in the second one come out from behind him and attack him as he's like shitting on the first movie.
That's
And
fine.
he's
Oh
like,
my
"Oh my
god.
god, I'll give it a 10."
That's
It could
good.
be like
Honestly,
that with the
deserve.
cameo for
Yeah,
Right.
the critiquer.
I that would be funny. I don't know who I would have him, but I would definitely want to have him on. Just
Is there some
but
random guy
yeah,
that just dies? Oh, you could do the the dam management guy as him.
Oh, maybe I forgot
And then
like
everyone just
how
gangs
often
up
he
on him and
shows up
kills him.
in.
It's just like one
Yes,
scene.
that would be funny actually. I might do that. I don't know, but yeah, he just completely ripped it apart. He fucking hated it,
Hell
dude.
yeah.
It was Yeah, it's hard when you get like criticism like that because
Mhm.
like even though I didn't write it, I did edit it and I did voice act. Like I did like see a lot of parts of that project, and so it did kind of feel like he was insulting me personally, even though that's not what it was. But
Mhm.
it's hard to get criticism that harsh because
Right.
I don't really get that a lot. But yeah, so I really took a lot of that to heart, and so for episode 2, I was like, we need to cut it down because that was his main criticism, or it was one of his main criticisms was that it was too long, and like, can you even call this an abridged? Which like, I mean, it's still like
Yeah,
50% of the
it's
length of the original.
yeah.
That is a bridge, but you could always be shorter than that, and so
Mhm.
that was my main motivation. Um, so yeah, so that's wow. I took a long time on that question.
No,
That's
you're
my
good.
editing and
That's like
writing
the
process
big
in a
in-depth
nutshell.
one that I wanted to get into. And then the other
Good.
editing bit that I enjoy, of course, it's Wata Nagashi. I love Mion and Shion, so I'm automatically be drawn to those stories.
Yeah.
Um, I like the end when Mion is about to like kill Keiichi, and it just has that kind of Windows crashing effect.
Yes.
That was like
Yeah,
so
so
badass watching that.
yeah, it was kind of like a mix of like silly but also like
It was like really
serious, I
creepy, like
guess.
kind of like a creepy pasta kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah. Well, cause one of the things that King like stressed that he wanted to have during like those Hinamizawa syndrome moments is that, the things that characters do, it like glitches out,
Yeah.
kind of like to imply that it's not actually happening.
Hmm.
And so, obviously he wanted some of that for that scene. And so, I was originally just gonna have, her just have the original ending play out where it just goes to red and then have the ending pop up. And I was like, what if I did this instead? Just as sort of like kind of like a little bit of a gag, but also kind of creepy.
Yeah.
It's like kind of funny, but also kind of not. Like, and that's kind of how I interpreted that whole scene. It's like I want there to be jokes, but it is also like a scene where Keiichi dies. So,
Hmm.
you know. that's how I went about it. And yeah, I thought that was funny too, or I did like that part.
Mhm. Well, I suppose it's time to watch the episode you selected.
Oh my gosh, we're gonna watch. Oh my
You want
goodness,
to
we're gonna
explain
watch
why you
Shion
picked this
piss
one?
herself. Oh yeah, because I want to watch Shion piss herself. Not as a weird thing. I'm not into that, but like I just think it's funny. And obviously she thought it was funny too. She was laughing,
I
you
forgot it
know?
even happens.
Dude. Well, okay, I actually did forget it happened on the first watch, but second watch though, I saw
Mhm.
the puddle. I knew what was going on. I hope she watched that like what is it like a I don't know what the hell she wears. I want to say kimono, but I feel like that's wrong.
I think it is.
The dress.
Yeah.
Whatever she was wearing, I hope she washed it afterwards. That's all I gotta say.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'm ready
So,
whenever you are.
okay, I gotta. So that kind of concludes the main interview section.
Nice.
One last kind of important question is, what does Higurashi mean to you?
Higurashi, man, that's a hard one. Higurashi means a lot of things to me. I mean, for starters, it kind of helped me get over my fear of blood. I mean, I was really young when I saw it, and I had like a huge fear. I mean, I still do a little bit, but it definitely helped me in that regard. And just like it's the things that you might not notice immediately until you watch other media, like other animes, other shows or whatever that don't do it quite as well. So like Higurashi has really good character writing,
Mm-hmm.
and I can say that now. I don't know if I would have pointed out initially until watching like other shows where like the characters are just so whatever, and it's like, why should I care about these guys? Like, what's unique about this character? Like, why should I care if they die? Why should I care if the world ends? Why should I care about all this? And it's like with Higurashi, like in my opinion, you never have to ask that question because you know what makes the characters. You like them generally. Even if you don't like them, you at least get where they're coming from, and you don't really want bad things to happen to them. And it's just like it makes sense. Like I think it does a really good job at making you care about what happens and why you don't want Rika to keep going through these
Right.
different timelines where people get murdered over and over again. It's pretty awful.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think because, I like to write myself, not just like abridged things, but also like my own, like creative things. And I definitely take a lot of influence from Higurashi, not just because of like the mystery component, which I also really enjoy, but also just the character writing. I think it just has really strong characters and they portray them really well. Except for Irie, I don't really know what they were doing with Irie. I kind of want him to die, but that's just me. Um, but yeah, just it's it's powerful. It has a basic message, but it has a powerful message. And even though it's not super obvious, they do get into like different different issues like about, family trauma and like, continuing that cycle of abuse, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
And the policies around the dam. I didn't like when I watched that the first time when I was like 9, I didn't fucking care about the dam or like think anything of it, but now like it contextualizes a lot of like the the tension in the show, and so I think I don't know. It's one of those things where you get older and you notice more things about it that you didn't before, and you appreciate it more.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, I would say, and then like the music is really good too. I mean, I did love all the Dear Yous quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Even the
I obsessed
Takano
over them. I knew all of them.
That was a big part of it
They
for
were
me
like,
too.
yeah. I knew all the official ones. I knew all the fan made ones. Shit, I even uploaded one of them, the like Dear like You Wish,
I
the
saw that.
Satoshi one. Like yeah, like a lot of people like or a lot of like hardcore fans like know that, but like they don't realize that like I uploaded it. Well, okay, it's not mine obviously.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot the name of the guy who did it. I think I put him in the description. I'm sorry, I can't say off the top of my head right now. It was on Nico Nico, and there weren't like any it wasn't on YouTube and I wanted to be on YouTube, so I just put it on there. And I think I did like a really shitty translation of it. I also did a shitty translation of Takano's one because there wasn't really a translation beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, like I was just obsessed with the with all of them. And there's actually one by a band like Foreground Eclipse, which I think did a lot of like Toho music, as far as I know. They did a Dear You called like Dear You Noble, I think. And they also did like their own like song about Higurashi called Throve Keys, which Throve isn't a word, but beside the point, I think I like the song. And yeah, I was just like really into the music. Um and so that was a huge part of my life too, just like listening to the music and the soundtrack and all that.
Right.
Um yeah. So that's what Higurashi means to me. I grew up with it basically. It holds a very special place in my heart, and you know, even though Go-To kind of sucked, ultimately, I'm still going to love it, and I'm still going to enjoy, you know, being in the abridged. I'm still going to enjoy watching it and thinking about it. It warms my soul. What do you think, Joel?
I agree. Same thing. I grew up with it in bits and pieces, obviously not to the concentrated extent that you have, but I will always remember it fondly because it is one of those things we watched together when we were little,
Mhm.
even though we shouldn't
One
have.
of the things to watch together. I also shout out to Dokudo-chan. It was one of those like really like dime a dozen animes, but what was special about it was that there was a lot of blood. It was just this little cute angel girl who would just murder her like this guy had a guardian angel, except she would just kill him all the time and then just bring him back to life.
I forgot all about that.
Yeah, she would just kill him in like a bunch of gruesome ways, mostly with her like spiked bat, and then she would just bring him back.
Oh my
And it was
gosh.
just like a show that like just completely relied on just the shock humor of just her murdering him. That was it.
Oh no.
But you know, that was my shit too. Love watching that on YouTube back when that was possible. And yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Um, if anyone has questions for them, you can ask them.
Yeah, I'll actually be watching the chat right now
Yeah.
for the 5 entire people, probably including myself, who is watching it right now, who might have questions, maybe. If
Um,
not, you can just find my phone number. I'd be happy to call with you. I'll say it on stream right now. It's 5.
we'll put a toll-free number on the bottom.
Yeah.
Call here.
Honestly, okay. Not this is just me having like bad tendencies. In the first episode, when like Oyushi gives Keiichi his number, I was heavily considering just putting my actual
Oh God.
fucking piece of paper just to see who would call.
Oh my god.
Instead, I think I just went for like a number that told dad jokes or something, which isn't nearly as funny, but ugh, info security or whatever. Are there any covers I'd like to go back and redo?
All of them.
All of them? All of them? I mean, honestly, a lot of the ones in like the old covers playlist, I would like to go back and redo them.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, there's some that we redid like 4 times to where I'm like, maybe we shouldn't anymore. Maybe we're done. It's like maybe we just reached our threshold. Maybe we're not allowed.
Let
We
me
should.
know if any of you want me to redo my Christmas one.
Oh my god. See, only I know about that one, and there's a good reason for that. It's because it's amazing.
Yes. Let me know if you want us to do Rebirth again.
I do like Rebirth. That is one that I would consider redoing.
I need to redo. I was debating whether or not I should actually do redo When the First Love Ends this year. It'd be like the 10-year anniversary of it. So
Oh, didn't you redo that one like 2 other times?
I did it in music box form. I don't know.
That is funny. We did occasionally do like music box versions of the same song, as if that like didn't count. That was just like its own song.
Right.
It's
Right.
fucking stupid. I think a lot of the ones that came out like within the past like 3-4 years or so, I probably wouldn't, just because I don't think there's anything I could do better.
Right.
I think like I would redo Nageki no Mori, not to like do a better vocal performance, but like to get my own instrumental on that.
Right.
Like, I don't know. Like if I ever learned how to put music things together, I would probably make my own instrumental for that, and like but
Should redo ID.
oh yeah, ID. I do like that one. I do. I like a lot of ones. They would probably be Vocaloid ones mostly.
Yeah.
Is the ones, or the ones we would redo, I think.
Unless there are any requests for redos.
I mean, technically, if I covered like the first Higurashi opening, that would be a redo, because I did do that one in the past. So,
Yeah.
it's not good, but I did do it. So yeah, that's the extent of that.
So I have to do this channel point redemption. you guys can do it as well if you want.
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah, sure.
You have to nipa.
Mhm.
Uh,
I'm good with that. Yeah.
okay.
I'll let you go first, Yandere, because you're
Hey.
such a gentleman.
Oh,
Yeah.
of course. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Nipa.
Sounds good. All right, I'll do mine now.
Yeah.
Nipa.
Oh,
Alright, you do yours, Phil.
real creative with that one.
Yeah.
Alright, here it goes. Just kidding. Mipa.
There you go.
Hell yeah.
That was good.
Um. So, do you guys have any questions for me?
When are you going to take me out to the baseball game? You're my
Soon
dad,
as soon as
so
I
I
come
have to
back
know
with
these things.
the gallon of milk I said I'd come back for.
Dude, he's already got it. He just said he was leaving for now.
I don't know.
Hell yeah.
Whatever, it's fine, Mom.
Alright, so thank you for having us on.
Yeah.
It was really cool, and Yandere, you're a really cool guy.
You are. Thank you.
You've been a real cool sport about this. I appreciate you not just as an interviewer, but also as a friend. And you've been really cool. And I thank you dearly for, taking the time to ask us these questions and actually letting us answer them. And me spending 15 minutes on one syllable of one question. Yes.
How long have you been doing interviews like this for?
Literally since last week.
Oh my god,
He
congratulations.
was the first one.
May the success be with you.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, I love doing
thanks
these.
for having.
They're really
Oh
fun.
yeah, they're fun.
So next week's schedule is going to be Monday, Wednesday reading Mayakashi. Friday I'll be interviewing Hunter. And then Saturday I'm doing my cooking stream, which is going to be pretty lit.
Oh my goodness.
What are
Okay,
you
just
making?
First I'm making the ohagi from Onikakashi.
are you gonna put the needles in it?
Fuck yeah. I'm gonna make a
Good.
I'm going to do like a glass candy sewing needle to put in one of them.
Oh, that's good.
And then
That's good, actually.
one's going to have like hot sauce or something just to have the real version.
Yeah.
And then the other thing I'm doing is a little. I'm stretching it here with the Higu connection, but like in the opening for the first season, they have that scene with Rena and the stepping on the broken glass. I'm gonna do broken glass cupcakes just to do something for Rena.
Nice. Just for Rena. I love that.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I mean, if you figured out how to make apple bunnies, you could do those too.
Right.
It's just
I
like
do want to make
cutting
the
them in a
bento
specific
stuff
way.
sometime. I'm just probably like next year or something.
Yeah, it's hard. It's an involved process. I totally get it. But yeah, that sounds really fun. And just remind me when you're doing that, because I do want to watch that actually. That sounds interesting.
That I will.
Well, thanks for having us on, man. It's
Thank
been a
you.
real pleasure. Thanks for, giving us the time, and thanks for having us.
Yeah, of course.
This doesn't happen a whole lot.
Right, we appreciate it.
Yeah. So with that, I'm going to find a person to raid out to. Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks everyone. Thanks for watching.
We are going to.
Bye-bye.
Yep. Bye. Sorry. I got to do my outro stuff.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Yeah, you're good. So we're gonna raid out to Ivory, who is someone I've met through Tabby. Some of you guys in chat know her, that are like longtime my people. She's a great person, very mental health positive, and we're gonna have a grand old time there. Thank you guys for coming in. Again, thank you Candace and Julia for doing this.
Yeah. Thanks for having us.
Yep.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.